Awesome job on that, Chris. Awesome job. So,
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
yeah, so um, you know, we uh, we lost a lot, of musicians this year,
Yeah.
and hopefully we don't keep that trend going into 2025. But there was a couple on the tail end of 2024 we weren't expecting to. So
Yeah, and the funny thing is the one that I think upsets me the most is, I mean, if you look back, the youngest death on the list was Craig Simons,
mhm.
and you know he passed away back in the beginning of February, and he was only, man, let me see, I think he was only like 32. He wasn't very old.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure how he passed. I think the one that upsets me the most is the last one on the list, and
Right.
not just because of recency bias, but that one pisses me off because I mean it happened on New Year's Eve, and he and three other passengers were hit by a drunk driver and they all died.
Right.
And God, that just infuriates me, man. It's just so irritating, because shit like that. Drunk driving accidents are 100% preventable.
Correct.
It's just, man, it's just so hard to hear that. Whether it's, just in general, it doesn't even have to be like a celebrity or anything like that. But I mean, when somebody is killed by a drunk driver, I mean, these people are out just trying to be as safe as they can. Evening, Dana.
From
But
Arkansas.
from
Yeah.
Arkansas, on the road again.
Yeah.
But
Well, man, be careful in your travels this weekend. It looks like it might get a little rough.
yeah, coming from west to east, yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
this one.
So.
But so yeah, it sucks because I mean, I would be willing to bet that they may have been heading to some New Year's festivities,
Hmm.
and I'm sure that Josh was probably the designated driver, trying to be safe and trying to be responsible, and then some other asshole does what he does.
Yeah.
Thankfully, that guy is being held and charged with 4 counts of DUI homicide. So, you know, hopefully
Yeah.
that hopefully that guy can have some punishment.
It took four innocent
Right?
lives because of somebody being careless. So,
Oh,
you know,
absolutely.
it's not really fair if you know
No.
think about you know we don't get me wrong, we all want to die of natural causes, don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
that's not always in the cars. But there's things like that like you said is preventable.
Hmm.
It is it's heartbreaking. Ah, man, it's
Yeah. It pisses me off.
you know
But we put that together because obviously we want to remember everybody that we lost this
mhm.
year, and we really wanted to try to do a better job than the Grammys does.
Right.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
obviously,
include everybody. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously that wasn't the primary goal, but like
Right.
if you watch like the Grammys and stuff like that, especially when it comes to our music, they definitely don't do enough justice to that. So we decided that in order to make sure that we remembered as many people as we could, because I mean, I ended up with 49 on the list this year, and it was our biggest list so far. And obviously, that's really not the kind of goal that we strive for, but there's really nothing you can do about it. Of course, I mean, death is inevitable, but
Right.
so, and I'm not even 100% sure we got everybody. So that's the thing is, I mean,
That.
we try to do
Yeah.
our best, and hopefully we did as comprehensive a job as we could, just so we can remember everybody who we lost. And I'm kind of like you, Jason. I mean, we're gonna have it's gonna happen. So maybe we won't. Oh, hello. Maybe maybe
I didn't realize it was that big. Damn.
she said.
That
But
right? Hmm.
so yeah, here's hoping that 2025 will be a little bit less busy. But condolences to the family and friends of everybody on the list this year. So we wanted to try to make sure we did something special for them instead of the last couple of years. Me just reading the names on the list. This seemed a little bit more special. We figured it was the least we could do. So
Yeah. It was cool. I liked it. It was pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
Oh, see, that's cool. I like that.
Uh, but but yeah, like you said, it was like like it's awesome work, man. That was just perfect. You know,
Appreciate it.
and then we don't have to use that same song every year either. I mean, there's plenty.
No, I was already kind of thinking of some other songs I could use,
So if it
this
if it
coming year. So
if it gets lengthy, I know at least one that's a little bit over around 6 minutes or so. So
maybe, yeah, maybe we
so
might be thinking of the same song, but we'll see.
probably. So, but anyway, I'm just saying like we don't have to like stick with the same. That one always comes to mind because creator created that song for that reason. So
Exactly.
he was talking about if you look at that video, you're talking about Ronnie James Dio and and I mean even his video had David Bowie and Freddie Mercury and those
Oh,
people
sure.
in it. So I mean it
Yeah,
wasn't just
absolutely.
like it was all heavy metal. I mean it was influenced, rock influenced. So
Absolutely. Yeah, because I mean, a lot of because there were quite a few guys in that video who I mean weren't metal by trade, but I mean, they
right.
were around at kind of the beginning, so they were the
Hmm.
foundation of what all of this has become, and everything's got to
Right.
start somewhere. So,
Exactly.
I mean, even the first guy in the list, you see him, you see him with standing there with Tony Iommi because John
Hmm.
Diggins was Tony Iommi's guitar builder.
Yep.
So I mean, hey, if Tony doesn't have guitars, we don't have Black Sabbath.
Right.
So it's
Exactly.
it's not always just the guys on stage, and so we had John, and we had Steve Albini, the rock producer. So I mean, like I say,
Mhm.
it's not just the guys on stage. So
Right. All right. Oh yeah. Let me put the
I'm seeing Abraham. Oh, am I Abraham Lincoln? Is that me?
who
Am I Abraham Lincoln?
who said that?
Dana said, "Why am I seeing Abraham Lincoln on the podcast? Is that me because of my beard? Is that me?
Oh.
I've definitely been called worse. I've been called a lot worse.
uh, oh God, that Dana, he's so stupid.
Wouldn't be
Vampire.
it wouldn't be a podcast without you though, Dana. We
Yeah,
appreciate you.
Vampire Hunter. So,
And that was a better movie than it had any business being.
you're right, dude. Like when I went into that movie, I was just like, I had read the books too, though, because that was one of the college books that we had to read when I was in college. But yeah, when I seen they were coming out with that movie, I said, well, how are they going to do that? Because
Yeah.
it's a metaphoric movie, of course. It's not,
Well, yeah, naturally.
but yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Like you said, it was way better than it should have been.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and
That's
a
right.
happy and safer New Year than some of us that we've already talked about.
Right.
But
Unfortunately,
yeah, and then hopefully 2025 is good to you guys, and we kind of hope it's a better year for us too. So
yeah. Well, I
like I s
mean, we've and you and I will talk a little bit more about this after the show, but I mean, we've already got a band that wants to come on the show.
right,
So, so
yeah,
2025 is here at the Metalheads Unite podcast is kicking off in a big way. Obviously,
mm,
we're about to wrap up the 2024 year in review here in just a little
yeah,
bit, but yeah, 2025 is off and running. Like I say, we've already got a band who wants to come on, so we'll probably be setting that up in the next couple of weeks. And then, as of right now, we're still scheduled to go to the podcasting expo in April, so we're looking
yep,
forward to that. So that's going to be interesting. And before we know it, we're going to be sitting here talking about our 5 year anniversary, which is absolutely insane.
yeah, right. So but I feel like we've came to me anyway, we've been came further than I thought we would be at this point in doing this,
Me too.
which is it's always good that you're exceeding your goals, I guess. So
Hmm.
or exceeding your expectations at this point. I guess the goal is to do this on a regular basis and sponsorships, things like that, maybe. But that's probably on down the road somewhere. So
Right.
once I think a lot of it's just getting more knowledgeable about production and stuff like that. I think is kind of
Yeah,
where where
I
I think
think you're right.
yeah. And Dana said in March 22nd. If don't forget about the
That's right.
slinging in the pit again. So
Slinging ink in the pit
yeah, slinging ink
two,
in
the
the pit too.
second
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So it's going to be a good one
that's
too. So
right. Yep, we look.
But
I mean, we always look forward to going down to Manchester because those shows are super fun down there.
are yeah, they are, and it's not always the same show. That's always good too. I mean,
That's another good thing.
there's a couple of bands that are there a lot, but for the most part, it's a uh, pretty mixed up.
Yeah, I'd say there are some mainstays that Dana has, but there's nothing wrong with that. But
No, because
he definitely makes a good diverse bill.
yeah, because we talked about this before. In anything you do is, I mean, you take acting for instance. When you talk about actors, you take Adam Sandler. I mean, a lot of those same people are in a lot of his movies because that's he's comfortable with and he knows he can depend on those guys. So I mean,
Oh yeah,
and I'm sure Dana has bands like that. It's like, oh well, I know I can depend on these guys to be there to show up and do a good show. So you know, you book them. I mean, that's nothing wrong with a band being punctual and those type of things that
not at all.
professional, punctual.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
So but anyways, as look at the old guy with the gray beard. Oh, well, you sleep with him? Oh man.
Oh, I was about to say, I had something pulled up on the screen for a second, and I didn't see the chat. I was like, "Who the hell?"
Oh,
I think I should have known it was Susie because I know
yeah.
because I. That's funny though.
That's funny.
I will say one thing. I hope after the fact that we don't get like a little bit of a copyright strike for me using that the entirety of that song in that in memoriam video because anyone who watches it after the fact, I would like them to be able to see the segment in its entirety. So
Right.
that's the only thing I was worried about. Like the whole time I was making it, I was like live will be fine. There won't be
Mhm.
any problem with it live. I just I hope after the fact that the platforms don't kind of like give us a strike on that because YouTube might.
Yeah. Well,
YouTube might.
if they do, I'll just I'll say, well, ask whoever if they got a problem with it. So you know who
That's the thing is
and the thing is the studios probably don't. They probably don't care because of what we're doing it for. You know what I mean?
right.
So super high. So stupid. Uh, but yeah, so if we're doing this thing for a one time purpose, it's not going to be every week. On our podcast. I mean,
No, absolutely not.
I don't see why any label would have a problem with that. So, I mean, look, we used that. Oh crap! I just went blank.
The
Spirit
spirit
of
of
Drift.
drift.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
used that. We used that song for years, and we kept getting strikes. And Sony said, "Dude, quit striking these guys. Let them do
Right, they
what they
did.
do." Sony was like, "Shit, we're not worried about this podcast. It's
Yeah. So
that's
that
only playing the instrumental part of our song. Like
right. What did we do? Like 30 or 33 seconds of the intro?
it was 50.
Oh, was it 50?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was 50. Yeah, I did the full intro. So I mean,
Oh, okay.
but it never got into any lyrics or anything. So
No, it didn't.
whatever. Um, if we'd have
No, it did
somebody,
not.
if we have somebody to make us one. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know who we could reach out to get an intro made. Hmm. Hmm. That's a mystery.
well, there's plenty of bands we're talking about that may do it for us. So
It's
at least
true.
one of them. At least one of them, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So if are watching this, the scrolls down at the bottom are some of the biggest stories of 2024. So I mean, some of the stories that were kind of surprising, and some not so much, especially that first one. But
Yep.
yeah, it wasn't a surprise to me, but whatever. But yeah, just some kind of wild things that happened throughout the year, and I'll be changing this up a little bit too because that's actually just part of it. I couldn't get it all on one ticker, so I
Yeah.
had to create two tickers. So I will change that up here shortly, and we'll kind of go back and forth until we get to the end of the show with that. So that's just kind of keeping us from and if we want to talk about any of that, we can. I mean, that's kind of up to Chris if he wants to touch on any of it. I mean, that's fine too. Or
Yeah, well,
you know.
the funny thing is like reading some of these at the bottom as I'm looking at it, like while you're talking, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that. I forgot about that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah, because
I mean,
that's
it's
why. Yeah, that's why I do all
yeah,
of my stuff at OneNote because I can always go back and I date it all, so I can go back and date it and like, oh yeah,
right,
because even when I was putting it together, I was like, oh shit, I forgot about that.
right.
So
It
you know.
just well, it also just goes to show you how much stuff happened this year. So, I
Well,
mean, just
yeah, I mean,
so much stuff.
and you can't like remember it all like you report on it a couple times and that's it. So I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah, and then
I'm sure a reporter reporting on stuff, if it wasn't catastrophic, they probably don't remember it. So I mean,
you're probably right.
I'm sure like when we grew up, I don't know if you remember, but the big thing was the first big thing that I remember was the little girl in the well. That's the first thing I remember growing up.
Yeah,
I was probably 7, 8 years old. So,
yeah.
that was kind of crazy to me that a child fell down a well.
Well,
But yeah, like I said, but I don't remember, I don't remember a cat or anything that I had as a pet when I was 7 or 8 years old. So,
right.
because it wasn't as catastrophic and stuck with you.
Well, I think one of the first major things I remember happening was the first Challenger because that was in
Oh yeah,
1984.
86. Yeah,
That was 84, 84, 86, somewhere around there.
86. Yeah,
But yeah, so that's one of the first things I remember. Of
yeah.
course,
We were
I rem-
watching that in school. So,
of course I remember my first day at kindergarten. And I was 4, so
oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
remember.
think that's my earliest memory is the first day of kindergarten. But
Yeah, I don't remember
yeah,
any of that. So I
oh
don't remember
yeah,
that far back. So.
had my little metal NFL lunchbox. I remember that. Hell yeah, dude.
Uh, uh, I know. I was like, I came on here and was surprised. Chris is actually wearing a Detroit Lions shirt. I'm like, what? So yeah, definitely,
yeah,
rooting for you. I'm rooting for you guys because I know my team ain't gonna do anything. So,
yeah.
uh,
I picked one up while I was up in Michigan, so
oh yeah, okay,
I
yeah.
grabbed one.
So,
So
but I will say congratulations to my college football team, Notre
yeah,
Dame. Notre Dame, as they won the Sugar Bowl
yeah. I tell
yesterday.
you what, man. If it comes down to you guys in Ohio State, I'll be a go Irish. I'll jump on that go Irish bandwagon. At
I
the
mean, it very likely could be. So,
at this rate, I'm like anybody but Ohio State. I don't even care. I
well,
don't care.
they got their hands full too. So, I don't think they're going to be able to walk all over Texas like they did Oregon for sure. So,
Yeah, maybe not, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if Texas has anything for them. So it very well may be Ohio State Notre Dame, and if that's the case, go Irish. So
yeah, yeah. Like I said,
and don't
They
hey
got to
and
get past Penn State too.
yeah.
So,
But hey, do not isolate that audio because that's a one time only thing.
yeah, right, yeah, yeah. Wow.
Like my buddy at work, he's a Vols fan. I said, hey, I said go Vols just this one time, and then they laid an egg against Ohio State.
I
So
know. So, yeah. Oh man. So
yeah,
anyway, you got your album covers available, maybe?
I absolutely do.
Awesome. So I'll go through mine first, and then
That'd be
we'll
fun.
see. And you may have some of the same ones. Who knows? So,
I'm sure we have a few of the same ones, but you know,
if I remember how to do this.
we will between the two of us, we will mostly have different ones because you and I take a different album for review every week.
Yeah, true.
So by and large, we will have different ones.
So
But man, there were a ton of good ones this year. God, there was so much good cover art. Dana,
have a
take care, man.
have a go, man. Sharing system sound is supported only while sharing the entire screen. I guess I need sound for this
No, you
part. But
shouldn't.
anyway, I don't know. I think I got like close to 30 on here. So, and I'll apologize if I don't, because some of these are death metal, and I honestly didn't write down the. I got to remember to do that. I got to start remembering to put a note because you could put notes at the bottom, or
Yeah.
maybe I did. Maybe I did on some of them. I'll have to check and see, but yeah. So where am I at
Yeah, we all know that some of the death metal fonts get a little hard to read.
here?
Some a little bit.
Yeah. It goes one of these branches, or it's an A. I don't know.
That's true.
But anyway, here we go. Let me max. I'll maximize this one. So
Oh yeah.
we don't have to be. Well, I guess I need to take all that off too. You can't see nothing. What the hell? That's crazy, dude. All right. Well, the ticker don't hide nothing, so we can roll with that.
See, yeah, we can do
Uh,
that.
so this was one of the first ones I had was the. Let me see if I can even do this better. Maybe not. What if I remember out which way my. Uh, how do I hide this? There we go. There
Oh
we
yeah,
go.
that's better.
Make it a little bit better. I mean, I don't need all that because I'm just going to click over anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, author of Beetlejuice, which was a kind of funny, a funny name for a band, but I thought this was kind of an interesting album cover, mainly because it's more. Uh, I don't want to say. Something I don't want to say animated, but more. I guess like obscure art. I guess maybe. I don't know. It's just with like it almost looks like you remember like having those notebooks in school and you would like just run your
Yep.
pen over paper kind
Oh
of
yeah.
thing. That's what it
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of when I seen this, and
Yeah.
of course the lightning hitting the altar is kind of a good you know metaphoric symbol there. I thought about kind of you know kind of like the I guess the Lion Witch in the Wardrobe kind of thing, where the lion's
Mm-hmm.
on the thing dying or whatever, and then he kind of came back or whatever.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah,
Jesus
so
Christ.
I mean,
I
yeah,
haven't seen that in years.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
forgot
well,
about
they're
that.
like 2000s or something,
Yeah.
uh, but
Well,
yeah,
the one.
I just thought this was an interesting one just because of the background is kind of nuclear cloudy type, which
Yeah, kind
isn't,
of.
and he almost like looks like a meteor over here in the corner too. So,
Well,
so
it definitely has a dystopian feel to it in the background, and
yeah, yeah,
the lightning strike kind of gives you something to focus on, and leads your eye down all the way
right.
through the album font down to, I guess well, it would be the altar, but then it also like because then the forks of the lightning strike also lead your
Hmm.
eye into a couple different directions. So it's a focal point, and then it directs your eye to the different parts of the background, which is kind of nice.
Hmm. All right, let's go see what we get. This has will maybe do that. This one, pretty neat. It's,
Iron.
Ironbound for a Serpent's Kiss. I just like the old kind of I don't know robotic private
Yeah,
detective feel. It kind of gives off, I guess, kind of like you were watching Time Cop in like 1980 or something.
yeah. It's like it's yeah,
Whatever year that I don't know what year that
yes.
cate out, but you know what I mean.
It's like LA Noir meets Skynet.
Yeah, 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 kind of, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I just thought that was a kind of a real cool animated almost like a comic book,
Yeah,
if
kind
you
of.
think about it. So then I had
Oh,
Anubis here with
that's a good one. I had that
Dark.
one too.
Did
That's
you
a
get
good
Dark
one. Oh
Paradise?
yeah, that's a good one.
It's a really good one. You got your serpent in the middle, and you know
It's got a
the
great,
sword coming down. And
yeah, it's got a great contrast
I
from
just like the
from top
colors.
to
Yeah,
bottom. Yeah, it's got a fantastic contrast from top to
yeah.
bottom.
Just
Top to bottom.
the blue and then the orange kind of
Yeah,
the orange and blue really pop together. So I
they
like
do.
that. So yeah, don't tell any football teams with those colors that though. The, don't tell the Denver Broncos that, I guess.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
But yeah, it's almost you got people down at the bottom there, like kind of. I don't know if they're kind of like
They're
looking up
work.
at this figure or
Yeah, they worshipers.
worshiping, yeah, something, yeah, something. But it's like the tree, and that's like the root. He's like in the roots of the tree, which is
Yeah,
kind of cool. So yeah, it's lot of.
there's a lot of detail going on.
It is a lot of detail, yeah. So whoever did that album cover, really good job. It's,
They did.
yeah, I wish maybe I'll start trying to figure out who did that too and add their names to these so they can kind of get credit for them. But
That's actually a good idea.
yeah, so yeah. And this one, like I said, this is Job for a Cowboy.
Oh,
Moon Healer. Pretty wild
there's a lot of
cover.
shit going on
Yeah, it's
there.
pretty wild cover here. So, yeah, the skull breathing fire, and you know, the moon healing. If you don't look, if you look, you see like the it's actually the moon's you
The
know
phases of the moon.
the
Yeah.
phases. Yeah, so it's pretty cool that the phases are kind of involved in that. So
But again, that circle that they use to form the phases of the moon, it gives you something to it gives a little bit of a flow.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Then you got the little seven-eyed thing down here, whatever the hell that is. So, or well, was it six? Well, six-eyed thing
Yeah,
anyway.
six sides, yeah,
Yeah.
but still.
Yeah. And then the dude's looking into this thing like I know it's like an eye too. So I don't know what the hell's going
Well,
on
and he's got
there.
a and he's got an eye. He's literally got an eye on the top of his head too.
Yeah, that's true too.
That's
So
creepy as
I wonder if
hell.
there's just like a lot of hidden eyes in this thing. I wonder if that's what they meant to try to do. That's pretty cool. Huh. Never, never really noticed that till just now. So, all right, number 5. This is Samora. Welcome to your nightmare. Thought this was kind of a you know cartoonish, uh, gory cartoonish type. You know, uh, monster under your bed type feel. So.
Right.
But I thought it was
Yeah,
really good.
it's
Junky
definitely
ass teenager room.
right. Yeah, I mean, this isn't Mike Wazowski or anything
Yeah,
like that
no,
coming out of your closet or
right,
anything.
right. And then I like how the cat's just sitting there chill, like yeah, what the fuck ever.
Oh, cat. Oh,
You're like just kill
shit.
the motherfucker. I don't care.
Hell, hell, cat probably let him in.
Yeah, probably.
And he's like, yeah, he's sleeping over there.
Yeah, he's right there. That's the one
Yeah,
you
he's
want
right
right there.
there.
That's the one.
That's the one. That's the one you want right there.
Oh man, that's great. But if you look at like this, the wing of this thing, it's got like faces in it, like it's
It
captured
does.
souls or something. So it's
Yeah.
pretty wild. Yeah, I always like looking at these two later because I might see something I didn't see the first time I like grabbed it.
Right.
Like I think the first thing I noticed this time was like the broken horn. I didn't notice that the first time, but I was like, oh no, his horn broke.
Oh yeah, he does have a broken horn.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
yeah, pretty wild, pretty good one though. Next one, I think that's drowning in sulfur. I think.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it's Dark Secrets of the Soul. This one's kind of, I'm not going to not include this just because I'm a Crow fan and I kind of got that Crow feel from it.
Uh huh.
So, I mean, I was like, oh man, I got to include this just because of that. And like, again, you got the black and orange that kind of, really coincide real well with each other.
But yeah, then you have that eclipsed sun in the background.
Right,
It's
right.
cool as hell.
Over a castle.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, and of course, you got the skulls here and there on the ground down through there. So, all right. This one. Last in Time is Too Late. I guess that's kind of a great out time for a name for an album if your band's called Last in Time. So,
Yeah. I like what they did with I like what they did. They used the T they used the T twice.
right, for both of them. Yeah, that's
That's
pretty cool.
cool.
Well, that was kind of interesting because of the
Agreed.
way I thought, the clock's like broken in half and lava's coming up from it.
Yeah.
That kind of, end of the world type feel, I guess. And then there's like rings around this arc here that's kind of
Yeah.
interesting too. So,
Well, it kind of what they did was they kind of made it look like the clock, like the outside of the clock is also it's got a little bit of the
right.
Roman Colosseum feel to it too.
That is true. Yeah, I was
That's
going to
kind
say
of
something about that. Yeah,
that's kind of creative, but yeah.
yeah, that is true. It does kind of, yeah, interesting. All right, next one was a band called Ruthless. This was The Fallen. Like I said, not really anything spectacular, but I just like like I said, the colors and it's kind of dark and ominous, and you got the guy sitting over here with these two weapons, just knocking some bitches out. So
Hell yeah, it's just a mountain of
yeah,
bodies.
yeah. I mean, it looks like the things that below him are robots, though. So it
It does.
kind of looks like he's like a warrior against which probably isn't too far fetched, honestly. But
Yeah. You need to put this guy on the cover of this album up against the guy on the cover of the Ironbound album.
yeah, there you go. And that's what you get. So
That's exactly what happens.
all right, next one. This one was Morbid Saint, Shallowed by Hell or Swallowed by Hell. Sorry.
Wow.
This one, yeah, this one was pretty cool. Like you know, machete and dude's head. You know, for some reason, like when I first seen this, I said, "Damn, was that Roddy Piper?" You know, so,
Dude,
I was
yeah,
like,
dude is definitely all out of
yeah.
bubble gum. That is for
He's like,
damn sure.
yeah, 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 cutting some bitches in half and shit, and so
Damn it, man. There
yeah,
is,
yeah, he scalped his other, scalped one guy down there. So
yeah.
pretty wild.
The funny thing is it looks like all four of them may be politicians.
Oh, I would not doubt that at all. So
Yeah,
you know,
probably
that's-
just using general political
right,
effigies. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
That's a cool word font that they have too.
It is cool. I like that. Yeah.
Again, like man, just the use of the oranges in the backgrounds on these albums.
There's a lot of that this year. I
There really
noticed.
is.
You know, there wasn't as much. I remember there was a lot of purple last year. I think, if
There
I'm not
seemed to
mistaken.
be.
Now it's a little bit more orange. Maybe they're brightening up the metal word a little. I don't know. I
Well,
doubt it. Well,
well, and then,
and then you come to this. So
well,
Abhorror Depths. I thought this album cover was really cool too because you got the guy standing. I don't know if he's standing or if he's hanging there or what, but he's
I think he's standing there.
definitely on top of this thing here. So, and,
Well, and then it's
then you,
actually it's
then
actually a
you,
it's actually a pretty apt album title because I mean with what you're pointing at, the dude standing there,
right,
it gives you the scale of just the
how
picture
deep
that
he
he
is
was
underneath
trying.
the other
Yeah,
guy. Yeah,
so it works. It really does. And then
yeah.
you got to you had you the way that everything in the foreground is angled, it kind of
Looks like you're looking up. Yeah,
it looks like you're looking up, but it also makes you actually kind of look towards the background, and it kind of makes you realize exactly how far back the environment goes. It just in this album cover.
hmm
So again, they made really good use of the visual to tie it into the album,
yeah,
to
yeah,
the title of the album.
yeah. I think so too. All right, this next one is. Oh man, I don't remember this one. Oh, Wolves Among Sheep. Yeah, I don't remember the name of the album though.
That looks like
Or
rail.
maybe that is the
It
name of the album.
looks like
Rail Rage.
rail rage. It looks like rail
Oh yeah,
rage.
oh, it is Rail Rage. You're right. You're right. Wolves Among Sheep. Okay, which is kind of you know you got the sheep there around the railroad crossing, and you got your little goblin guy up here shooting shit. So
Look, well, I mean, he's not hitting anything.
yeah, well no,
He's not
must
hitting anything.
must be a stormtrooper.
Ah, yeah. Looks like,
Uh,
and it looks like you got a nuke going off in the background, right
yeah.
there in the
Oh yeah,
background.
yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yeah, and then that's the Golden Gate Bridge. So,
yeah. Okay, I didn't get that at first. Yeah, oh yeah, that is the Golden Gate Bridge. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I didn't see that. Yeah, and I'm guessing this is just a rail car he's on here, so
looks
or
like it. Yeah,
futuristic type maybe.
you don't want to stand too close to that as it's coming down the tracks.
No, this one Cryo shocked the Gold New regime. That's our Cold New
Yeah, the
regimes
cold. Yeah.
rather. This one, this
It,
one's got the kind of demonic type feel to it. I mean, I like the depiction of this because it's kind of depicted in the Statue of Liberty, but you can tell it's not.
right.
So it's definitely, and it kind of reminds me of kind of a video game cover in a way.
Yeah,
Um, you know,
they definitely did it. They definitely did a hell of a job in depicting the cold.
yeah, and then you got these guys out here, and then this Reaper here. It looks like, and
Yeah, they did a good job with the
so
cold
you got
aspect.
you got some stuff going on back here in
But
the
then,
back.
but then again, you have the use of the orange on the torch.
Exactly, yeah, yeah, and in the name too. So
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
I like how the O in shock is actually a bullet hole.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
that's cool as hell.
Yeah. All right, then we got Athena. I guess that's
19.
what 19. Yeah,
Yeah,
Athena 19.
19.
Everflow Part One: Frames of Humanity. This one was real interesting because the UFOs, of course, look like pyramids. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like just trying to beam this guy up. Looks like maybe or
Not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
but it
But it
was
was aliens.
aliens.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, definitely another interpretation of post-apocalyptic, I guess. So.
There is a lot of dystopian depictions, and
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We as humans, we're gonna fuck up one day royally and just ruin this planet. We're on our way
Oh, for
there.
sure.
We're
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
our way there already.
Yeah.
But
We're not.
one of these days, one of these album covers is actually gonna play out.
Yeah. And then you're going to have that band going. I told you so.
Right? Yeah. I mean,
uh,
we had it on the album cover. What more do you want? So,
right. We told you. All right. Next up, this one, Alex Nunziati. Thought this was a pretty cool one. Impending catastrophe.
again,
Kind of another
yeah,
apocalyptic type thing.
yep,
Yeah, got this guy here. Looks like he's still alive, but
yeah. Not for long.
no, I don't know. I guess this guy right here about to shoot him. This guy kind of looks like he may be still praying or something. I don't know, but yeah, definitely a couple of shooters there, and it kind of looks like I don't know if they're shooting at them or if they're actually defending those guys. It's kind of like you don't really
Oh,
know.
it
So
could be either way. That's true.
yeah, you kind of don't know. Kind of don't know what's going on there. But I just like like I said, the colors in this one are you know just and they're not dark. They're gloomy, I guess.
Hmm.
Not real. Not real dark. So just a little bit different than what we're used to. So
Yeah, still very detailed.
then you got this bad boy, defamed existence,
Nice.
the beginning of sorrows. And this one, let's say, kind of goes into the greens there. So,
Yeah.
but still got a little orange in the background though. I mean,
Hmm.
so,
A little bit.
yeah. So
Looks
definitely,
like
they definitely sticking with that theme, the theme
yeah,
this year. So
the orange looks like might be some sort of portal, and then
yeah.
it's got a Stranger Things
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe not quite as red as the Upside Down, but it
Hmm. Yeah.
still has that vibe to it. The
I like
Upside
how you got these little like entrance ways here and there. So I don't know if they're like different entrance ways into different worlds or something maybe or
could be
kind of like these things I kind of like want to talk to the artist. Like, what was you thinking when you were going
right.
through this? But got the little skeleton face there and there, and then the skeleton there. So pretty cool. And then, of course, House of Lords, Full Tilt Overdrive.
Oh shit, got like a pinball machine. I like that.
Yeah, that's why I liked it, man, because
That's cool.
it was kind of original. It was full tilt overdrive.
Yeah.
You can't tilt the machine. So
Well, I do enjoy. I like playing pinball too. So
yeah,
that's
we were just talking about that the other day. We got to make our way back up to the arcade
yeah,
soon.
we
So,
do. Actually, since you brought it up, there's actually a new one that opened up in Spring Hill.
are you serious?
Yep,
Oh, cool.
Angela showed it to me the other day.
I wonder how big and what it costs. So,
It's $15 like the one in Murfreesboro. Same setup.
okay.
I don't know how big it is though, so we'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I definitely check it out. So, all right, cool. And then I think this may be my last one.
Whoa, what is going on here?
Uh, you know, I don't remember this one now. Uh,
Wow.
let me see if I can look it up on my
The funny thing is
browse real quick.
the funny thing is without seeing like a band name or album title, this looks like it was like one of the covers considered for like Death Clock's The Death album.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, it could be. Could be. Let me see.
Like if they would have put Mermaider
Oh,
out, if they would have released Mermaider as a single, they could have fucking put this on there.
this one is Monolith, the Black Cradle. So,
Ah,
oh, I actually did put it in the notes.
oh,
Duh.
so there you go.
That's why I did it because it didn't have anything on it. So yeah.
That is a wicked submarine, man.
It is. Yeah, it's pretty. It's like spikes and shit in it, and
Oh yeah, dude.
sharks everywhere. I think like we see so much of like kind of like we're talking about post-apocalyptic worlds, and stuff like that. That we don't ever see anything in the ocean. So I thought
Not often.
that's kind of like what made it kind of like stick out to me because we don't see a lot of that. So I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. It's an ocean. So I guess that was my last one. I thought I had more than that, but I guess not. So
Okay, that's fine.
so
Some really really good ones though.
yeah, that's some good stuff. So and then oh, guess I can get my pointer back over where it belongs. So, so Cool stuff. And, whenever you are ready, I'll post yours up there.
All right, so let me see. Let's see what we got going on here. Let's see. Share window, share screen. How do I get this up here? All right, hang on. All right, so all right.
If it's a PowerPoint, you'll have to do the share window.
No, I got it.
Oh, cool.
I just decided I did the same thing this year that I did last year. I just put them all. I just did a screenshot and put them all into a Word document.
Ah, okay.
So I just did it that way.
Let's see what we got.
So yeah, I'm not going to spend like way too much time on all of these because, like I say, I have everything that I listened to this year. I have so, and I've got I've got the name and the album and like when I listened to it and everything. So this was my first EP this year, January 5th. This was Into the Deep by Blackfin. So pretty self-explanatory there,
Yeah. Yeah, another ocean related one. Yeah, so.
right? Yep. And then this one is awfully graphic. This is
Oh
Cancer
wow.
Christ. This is Cancer Christ. God is violence.
Jesus Christ.
So yeah, oh, well, yeah, exactly.
Uh,
So so yeah, I mean that one pretty much tells you
yeah.
what you know
That's
there. This was pretty simple. Haywire, Conditioned for Demolition. That was an EP from January 9th. Kind of do like the barbed wire frame. That's kind of neat.
yeah. Yeah.
Maltese Cross. Then this was
Oh
probably
shit.
this is the first death metal one that I listened to this year. This is Iron Front and their album Hooked. This was actually the first LP I listened to this year. So, you know, this unfortunate bastard right here got a meat hook right
Yeah.
through the middle of the face, you know.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
yeah. And you got, a few of his friends back here in the background, So,
Yeah.
so yeah, these guys didn't have a good weekend at all.
No.
And then our friends
Oh
from
yeah.
Extinction AD, definitely their Ruthless Intent EP. Rick was really, really proud of how this one came out because they were going with that 1970s
Yo.
movie poster kind of deal,
Well,
and
I remember.
that's what it couldn't have turned out any better for what he was wanting.
Yeah. I remember when we talked to him too. I think I kind of brought that up. And said I like the '70s like
Oh yeah,
TV show feel. He said, "Well, that's exactly what we were going for."
yes. I mean
So
that.
it's kind of cool. I think that kind of like made him feel good because it kind of people were kind of interpreting what they were
Oh yeah.
trying to do. So
See, the cool thing is like if you look down here at the bottom, it's got like the whole thing, like you see
right,
it, like
yeah,
Ruthless Intent, written by Extinction
yeah,
AD, produced by Prodigal Scum, Under the Hood, Living to Death. Then you have the net titles of the tracks and everything. So
mhm.
man, it turned out really well.
Yeah, I like that
God,
one.
it turned out well. And then I've got the Rail Rage. I got that one.
Oh yeah,
Got that one. And then we've got Dragoria with their EP
oh
Asunder.
yeah.
So
Forgot about those guys.
yeah, yep. So I'm not exactly sure exactly what they were going for here, especially with the name of the EP, but it's pretty wickedly
Hmm.
done.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
like a pinhead shit or something.
huh, yeah, sure. And then we've got Saxon with Hellfire and
Oh yeah,
Damnation. So
little
little,
orange, little orange down there.
yeah, go Gord, yeah, right there. And a classic, old English font, but that's
Oh
totally
yeah,
fine because at this point, Saxon they're old and they're English,
they
so
can do what the hell they want. They can do what they want at this point.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saxon has earned the right to do what they want. Actually, absolutely. But hellfire and damnation. So I mean, you got hell, you got the fire, and then you got this guy trying to fight it all off. So I mean,
Mhm.
the classic good versus evil. You know what I mean? It's always always a good story.
Oh yeah,
Then we got High Race with Dormant. So a little bit of however you want to look at this. You got the reflection of the mountain in the water. So I don't know if this is kind of like a yin and yang, good versus evil kind of thing. Who knows? Or it could just be a mountain reflecting off water. It could just be something as simple as that. You never know.
it's mirrored or something.
Yep. Then Static X with Project Regeneration Volume 2. This one's pretty much classic Static X with their word mark and then a bunch of binary code in the back and then the little tribute to Wayne Static going on there, so it's kind of cool. Let's see, we got Wizard Death with I Am the Night, another EP, kind of cool. This little skull kind of doubling as the moon, kind of lighting up the valley here. Some more
Oh
old
yeah.
English. Yeah, some more old English. Then we have Striker with Ultra Power from February. It's kind of like a little bit of a late '70s, early '80s kind of airbrushed little
Mm.
vibe to it.
That's up your brother's alley right there. So.
Yeah, a lot of horsepower coming out of that engine. Absolutely. Then we have FKU, Freddy Krueger's
Mm.
underwear with the
Oh my
horror.
god.
That's what FKU stands for,
Oh my god.
with the horror
Mm.
and the metal. So obviously these are the guys in the band done up with a little
Mm.
bit of horror comic style, kind
Oh.
of pretty well done. And I like that there's no word marks.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
No, there's no. The only wording is on his patch right there. That's it. That's the
Mm.
only wording. Kind of
Yes,
cool.
kind of like the.
Little Freddy Krueger arm tattoo. I don't know if that's a real tattoo or not. I don't know if he's really got that or if it's just for the album cover. I have no idea.
Mm.
Then we've got Sujin with Save Our Souls. So kind of interesting little
Mm-hmm.
tri-level little platform thing going on here. Of course, it fits with the triangle, but not
Mm-hmm.
exactly sure. I'm not exactly sure what it symbolizes.
Where that band's from by chance?
I do not. Give me one. Give me one
I was
second. I'm
just saying,
not recall.
I kind of had a Japanese, impression off of it. So,
That's yeah. But I'm not. I'm not sure they're from. I'm not sure they're. I'm not sure they're an Asian band though. Nope. They're from Laval, France.
oh, okay,
Yep.
interesting, interesting. Yeah.
Yes. But see, it does say Sujin has its origin in Japanese culture and translate as the
There you
people of water.
go. Okay.
So just like Bruce Lee always said, be like water.
Yeah. Be like, what the?
Water. Okay, so where was I here? All right, so moving on. Let's see. We've got the hero and the horror with
Oh
both
yeah.
ghosts. Yeah. So
That was just a kind of a like you know a Bob Ross painting to me or something.
yep.
I remember talking to those guys early in the year talking about that. So.
Yep. Definite early morning mist on the
Hmm.
water, kind of. Yeah, Bob Ross vibe. I get that.
Yeah.
Then we got the Anubis one. God, that one turned out
Yeah.
so good.
It is a good one.
So good.
That might be one of my
Then we
favorites.
have Devastator with Conjurers of Cruelty. As you can see, there's a couple of warlocks here kind of whipping
Hmm.
something up. So, kind of dark and sinister. Let's see. Then we have Firewind with Stand
Oh,
United.
that's a good one.
Yeah, a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, almost like a totem pole of their
Yep.
own
Yep.
making there. So
Yep. Kind of, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 faces going on here. So,
yeah, that's
yeah,
crazy.
nice. Then we got the Mandrake Project, Bruce Dickinson.
Mm,
So,
nice.
yeah.
That was actually a good album, dude.
Yeah, it was. Then we have Ministry with Hopium for the Masses. This is, if I remember correctly, this is Ministry's last LP. I think.
No, I think they're doing one more.
Are they okay?
I think
I
they're
know
doing
that.
one more. Yeah.
I know that Al is kind of wanting to wrap the whole Ministry thing up. So,
Mhm.
which I mean, he's been doing this for a while. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I don't blame him. I mean, getting to go out on your own terms is kind of probably everyone's goal to be able to do that.
I think making that album made him realize that maybe I only got one more in me. so,
Well,
so,
I would say it's probably definitely not the best Ministry album, but it was okay. And then I mean, Judas Priest, man. I mean,
mhm.
you want to
That
talk
was a
about contrasting colors and oranges and
yeah,
blues, and
that's an awesome cover too, man.
it's so good, so good. Then we have Ex Hoarder with
Oh yeah,
Defectum Omnium, so very cool.
that was a little dark.
Nice and
Yeah.
just dark,
Hmm.
just dark. Let's see, we have Kill the Lights with Death Melodies. I mean, pretty straightforward. It kind of like the cover of a book. You got
Hmm.
the leather feel to it. Like you opened it and it's just going to tell you a story. So, Lords of Black with Mechanics of Predacity. This one's kind of you know got a lot going on.
Hmm.
Again, you got like the temple right here. Fighting up and down the stairs. Whether these people are trying to rebel against these people, not 100% sure, but don't really know. Then we have Ancient Remains with Burn It
That's
All.
good. That was a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah. And we got the parental advisory for
Oh yeah. Yeah.
explicit content to let you know the album is good. So
Yeah. Thank you. Fuck you, Tipper Gore.
yeah, exactly. Go to hell. Yeah.
Uh,
But again, I mean, this time it's not a post-apocalyptic city. The whole damn planet is
oh
in
yeah. The
war.
whole is yeah. It's just
Yeah. So I mean, poor Australia right here. I mean, Australia. You know,
right in the middle of it.
poor
Yeah.
Australia.
Hmm.
Let's see. We have Surgical Strike with 24/7 Hate.
That's a good one too.
Yeah. We got these little matrix pods right here
Yeah.
going on.
And it looks like he's just watching the world through screens too. So.
Yeah, exactly. Like just like we all are, which is
Yeah.
weird because
Yeah.
we're doing it right now,
Yeah.
since we're
Like
kind of
secure.
ironic.
Yeah.
Then we have Hideous Divinity with Unextinct. So it's kind of you got the guy driving the boat here, and something is taking a bite out of him. Looks like he's already dead anyway.
Mm.
And then of course
Maybe
the
it's
ocean, the ocean as it does just takes over whatever it wants. This looks like it's about to sink the boat. So
maybe that's the one that was transporting Dracula across the oceans.
yeah, might have been, might have been.
But I still haven't seen that movie. I want to though.
It was pretty good. I mean, not really too many surprises. I'll just say that, but it was a good show,
Well,
or a good movie rather. We have Hammer King with Koenig und
yeah.
Kaiser. So the Hammer King with the Hammer
Yep.
King hammer
Hammer
and
King
his
with the hammer.
Hammer King scepter and his Hammer King crown and his
Yeah.
Hammer King championship belt right here.
He gonna get too many weapons, and the hammer's gonna get jealous. So.
Right, I know. Yeah. Then he has his Legion of Doom shoulder pads going on.
Yeah. Ooh, what a rush.
What a rush! And so yeah, lots of golds in that one.
Yeah.
Lots of gold in that one. Ivory Tower with Heavy Rain. So I mean, you got the Ivory Tower here, so it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
These people are trying to, looks like they're lining up to get in. Maybe, hopefully. We have Ironside with the Viking Saga.
Yeah.
That one's kind of self-explanatory, but you got like a little bit of you got the mountains here, the sunrise, and it's reflecting off the water here. So
Almost almost heard the Lion King theme music when that popped
right,
up. Hey,
yeah. Then we have
that's a good one too.
Tier with Battle Ballads. Yeah, talk about contrast. The contrasting line is right there.
Hmm.
Then all the oranges and all the greens and grays. But
I
yeah,
like how the wolf or something about is like biting the sun or something or the moon or whatever, like
yeah.
trying to
Another
swallow the moon.
You got another Viking ship right here, and then these guys are probably singing about Valhalla. As the Vikings do a lot, they sing about Valhalla a lot.
Oh yeah.
Then Battle Creek with Maze of the Mind.
Mm. Yeah, that's
Pretty,
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty wicked. Just everyone's mind is always got a whole bunch of twists and turns. Everyone's got shit going on in their brains at all times. Everyone's got a lot of things going on up there all at the same time.
True.
Then come play with us.
Yeah, yeah.
Then we have Ravage with Spider on the World. That's not how I want to go out. A world-sized spider coming down.
No, I'm good, man.
No, we can keep all of that. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah. We can go back to the aliens.
Right. I would rather deal with aliens. You could probably at least reason with them.
Yeah.
Then we have Lightworker with How the Beautiful Decay. So pretty cool little depiction of life as
Cocoon. Yeah.
Good interview with them too. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Then we have Morgul Blade with Heavy Metal Wraiths. Pretty good use of purple here. Like say,
Yeah.
purple was kind of the dominant color last year, not so much this year. So, but kind of neat how they're all depicted that way. Cool word mark too. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Nice contrast between the foreground and the background.
Yeah, makes the purple stick out.
Yeah, it absolutely does. Then we have Germ Bomb with Monochrome Nightmare. I would say they did pretty good with the monochrome part.
Yeah.
Did pretty good there. See, we have Warlord with Free Spirit Soar. It's kind of cool. You got the Free Spirit. You got the bird
Hmm.
right here. Cool little. Got the Warlord from the word mark right there at
Yeah, at the top of the
the
building.
top of the
Yeah.
mausoleum there. That's kind of cool. See, then we have Kerry King with From Hell I Rise.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, what else? I mean, what else are you going to expect from Kerry King going on?
Right.
I mean, if you expected there to be something else on this album cover, then you haven't been around long.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hadn't. Then our buddies at Halo Scars with
That was such a good one
their
too.
new EP,
Yeah.
super duper well done.
And that was like so spot on. I mean,
Yeah.
just looking at it, you can kind of ascend into
Oh yeah. Like
wherever that is. I
you
mean, the
got
heavens or whatever.
you have all these apparitions or whatever they are, kind of waiting for him.
Hmm.
And
Almost
I
almost
even
take it as I know there was something in I'm not trying to get religious, but I remember some story in the Bible where there was supposed to be some body that was in hell that wasn't supposed to be, and they had to like release them as part of the
okay,
apocalyptic times or whatever. So
okay,
I
there you go.
almost think of that one, and they actually had an episode of Supernatural about it too. So it's
Oh,
pretty.
I don't doubt it. With as
So it's
many episodes of that they did. Yeah,
that's what it says. Well, they had to make stupid ones sometimes because they couldn't. They had so
yeah.
many to keep up with
Right.
the.
But I mean, this is the shirt that I bought that's got this album
Yeah, yeah,
cover on
yeah,
it.
yeah. That's the one I got, Susie too.
It's
Yeah.
it's very well done.
Actually, I may have bought one too. But I can't remember.
Yeah. Then we have Duft with the Altar of Instant Gratification,
Mm,
and this was another one of our interviews.
yeah,
And this I mean, this guy's on
the
fire.
guy's on fire, man.
Yeah, this dude is on
Yeah,
fire. So
in solitary too. Look.
yeah, and he's not on fire in the NBA Jam kind of way. This dude is
No,
literally on.
no,
he's,
he's literally on fire.
he's literally on
He
fire.
got
So.
that he got that law abiding citizen treatment. So
Oh Jesus, yeah, he did. Yes, he did.
uh,
Then we have Evil Dead with Toxic Grace, and if this isn't kind of like a microcosm for a little bit of what we got going on, you got,
that's fun.
you
That's
got
fun.
somebody with the head of a sheep just watching the
Yep,
news,
watching the
just
news. Yeah,
on the internet with his Starbucks, and
yeah,
so I mean,
yeah. Like he's
just
got nothing better to do in life but to
right. This album cover is probably a little too accurate.
listen to what all these dumbasses have to say. So
Yeah. And then we have Reverend Hound with Deal and Steel, and man,
so cool. That's cool. Yeah.
this was a really good album too, but yeah, this is very good. This guy walks in and this dude's like pounding on an anvil. He's like, "You're not supposed to be in here." I either
Yeah,
that or he's like,
yeah, yeah,
how did a wolf get a hold of a
mm,
blacksmith's hammer? I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I think
Doctor,
this dude's conflicted. He doesn't know what to be upset about.
it's
So I
like
mean,
Doctor Jekyll. Is that you?
yeah, right, yeah. All right, then we have Night Laser with
Oh,
Call Me What You Want. So
that's pretty cool.
yeah,
So kind of showing like a hero type,
yep.
underneath the suit there. So.
Got a old school.
It's almost got kind of a dark side, light side suit
Hmm.
on though. So it's kind of like call me what you want because
Yeah,
kind of. I mean, because there are some superhero superhero out there that you kind of would think that they're they could be anti-hero too. So
yeah. Or it could just be straight up like Homelander anyway. So I mean,
well, yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
so yeah, you never
He
know
only,
what you're gonna get.
well, he only drinks the best of breast milk. So
That's right. Then this one is. I mean, there's a lot going on here. We have
well,
Bone Ripper.
you tell by the name that one was going to be kind of gory.
Yeah, we got Bone Ripper with World Ablaze. So I mean, yeah, the world is ablaze. You got like a little demon guy, little demon devil guy going on here. Then you got like Skeletor going on over here. This thing looks like it's got like multiple eyes and a mouth, and there's a mouth here with some wings, and there's a demon head here with fire, and there's a mouth here, and of course, everything's on fire. There's something with tentacles right here. And, there's like looks like a dragon's tail or something, or serpent's tail right here. So I mean, you know, there's a lot. That one's busy.
Yeah, very busy. Yeah.
Force of Mortality with Into the Abyss. So I mean, this guy, he looks like he's headed into an abyss somewhere. So
Looks like he's a lone survivor in Fallout.
it kind of does actually. Yeah. Then we have Cavern Womb with Stages of Infinity. This one kind of looks like God. Which one was it that you had? The one where the guy's got the eye on top of his head. This one doesn't look
Yeah,
too much
yeah,
different from that one. Now
yeah.
that I'm looking at it, because there's a shit ton of eyes in this
Shit
one
tonight,
too.
yeah.
And
And
then
it's
you
got like
got
a
like,
skulls all the way
yeah,
around like that.
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Let's
It's
see.
almost like a evolution of him or something, you know.
Yep, kind of.
Goes skull into skin and
Yep.
you know.
Then we have Backward Blue with Eye of the Storm. If I remember this album correctly, I think this one. Oh man, this was one May 24th. This was the day that I listened to like 9 albums all in one
Oh
day.
god.
If I remember right, this one was borderline hard rock.
Mm.
This one almost made me not want to do a review on it. Uh, if I remember correctly, because this one, I don't not 100% sure how this one ended up on the
Medalist.
on the list. And then this one, Narwhal with Altered States. This is another one that I think that was more. I'd have to look back at my notes. I don't remember this one really being metal either, as you can kind of tell by the album cover. So this
Kind of
doesn't. This
hippie-ish,
one
yeah.
really wasn't metal either. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not to say that the cover's not interesting, but
Yeah, snowflakes
you know,
and got the
it's
atom eye
yeah,
there and
yeah, yeah.
the weed eye or
Then we have
starfish eye or something.
right,
I
yeah.
don't know what the hell that is, but
Then we've got Electron with Hollow.
oh
So
man, that's kind of got an Exorcist feel to it or something, man.
yeah,
Or Candyman or
did
something.
yeah, definitely. And rest in peace, Tony Todd. By the way,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah, that's true.
yeah, we have Shrapnel with In Gravity. This one kind of gives me a like what was that a Prometheus kind of
Yeah,
yeah
I think I
yeah
listened to this album too. So
yeah definitely got a Prometheus feel to it. Inquire Within with Elysium.
yeah,
It's kind of cool.
which is interesting because it's not available on Spotify anymore. So
Oh well, son of a bitch.
yeah, because I was going to re-listen to it because I couldn't remember it and because I had it on my list of EPs I listened to, and
Yeah,
then I went back and nope, it's not there.
I
Like,
wonder
oh,
what happened with that.
I
Well,
don't know.
we'll have to inquire within.
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
And then the first appearance from the Reality Machine
Yeah.
this year. So yeah, there's a lot going on here. These people
Oh
winding
yeah.
up the staircase, winding up the mountainside. Then you have this guy looks like he might be you know he might be a messiah, false prophet here. And then you got this
Hmm.
guy looks like he's throwing money out at people and everything else. And then
So
we have
they're both false prophets then.
exactly yeah. Then we have Death Wish with the Fourth Horseman. So
Mm,
that one's pretty self-explanatory.
yeah.
Good job on the horse though. Look at that. That's kind
Yeah, I like that. I mean, I like that. Man, that'd be a good decoration to have at Halloween.
yeah, it would actually. Then we have Nightmare with Encrypted.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Kind of cool. Good album. This is one of the interviews I tried to coordinate. It just never happened. So then we have Rivet Skull with
Yeah.
Absence of Time. I mean, you got a skull with rivets in it, so
Mm-hmm.
pretty apt. Then we have Kitty with Fire.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
that's
just
badass.
just orange and fire, and this is this one is kind of like Kitty coming, Kitty's resurgence, and
Right,
then
exactly.
rising from the ashes and all that cool shit. So pretty well done. Then we have K Knights with Revenant,
Hmm.
kind
Oh,
of
Nosferatu.
yeah, a little dark and foreboding. Then we have Crystal Viper with the Silver Key.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of out there. Then we have Cryptos with Decimator.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that
Yeah,
one too.
yeah.
That was pretty.
kind
That's,
of a, kind of almost reminds me a little bit of the cover of Jugulator, which you also can't get on
oh
Spotify, which
yeah.
is which is a shame, but
Yeah.
that's really a shame. But yeah, one of the bands from India. Of course, we didn't interview them, but we did interview Against Evil. So, and then
Right.
we have The Last King with Culling from Gods. Lot of cool red and black
Yeah.
contrast. Then we have Regicide with Resist Control. We got some cameras right here, stuff like that.
Hmm.
Looks like he's kind of hooked up with some stuff, kind of like a little bit of what do you call it? A Clockwork Orange going on, maybe.
Yeah.
Then we have Wallop with Hell on Wheels.
Oh, that's a good one.
Locomotive number 6969. Choo choo.
Yeah. I like the what you call it there. They got on the what do they
Yeah,
call that? The weapon.
the Morning Star.
Morning Star. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
pretty
how they
neat.
got that wrapped around their name. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Snowpiercer's got nothing on this train, but
Yeah. All this stuff.
then our friends at Royal Rage with
Yeah.
Evolve.
Yeah. Good album.
Lot of cool greens, a lot of like Matrix kind of vibe to it
Hmm.
with the greens in there. Let's see, then we've got Turbo with Broken Ugly. This one,
I
well,
remember this one, dude. I was
yeah,
like, uh, that's a pretty funny ass.
yeah, it is kind of reminds you of like something Municipal Waste would come out with.
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought you was about to say municipal auditorium's bathroom, but
Well, that too, actually, yes, yeah, that's actually not. I mean, that's not far
I like
off.
how the sunglasses on the urinal. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, those are just gonna stay there. Yeah,
Yeah, we're not putting that back on the face.
I don't need those anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Then we have Quishant Mantis. I mean, there's a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
shit going on
yeah,
here.
yeah.
I mean, just bugs everywhere.
That was
Bugs,
a
bugs,
wild.
bugs, bugs, bugs. This bug has like three faces on it. And it's the three guys in the band. So that's a
Oh
little cool.
wow, that's cool.
That's neat. Then our friends in Against Evil with Give 'Em
Mm,
Hell. What I like about this one, and we found this out when we did the interview, like
yeah.
that all of the guys in the band are on every one of their album covers at
Yep.
some point. So that's kind of neat. Here they're actually on stage fighting off all of the
Yeah. From
monsters. But
monsters. Yeah.
yeah, but that's kind of cool. That was and this was
Which is kind of a metaphor of the people that are always trying to fight against metal, and we're always willing to fight back. So
that's right. That's right. And our first interview from a band from India was Against
yeah,
Evil too.
sure is.
That
Yeah.
was a Royal Rage. They were our first South American band,
Yep.
and then a few weeks later, we had our first Indian band. So that was very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Which was pretty well.
Then then
Oh
we got
man,
yeah
I
we got
forgot about
Dream.
I forgot
Yep.
about this album. I didn't even re-listen to it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Then we got Dream Evil with Metal Gods.
So,
Very cool there. Then Wake Up the Wicked by Powerwolf. They've always got
mhm.
really, really cool album
Yeah.
covers. They always do. The gothic theme with the religious imagery and stuff like that. And you got the
You know,
carrying a sarcophagus over here, then all the wolves and so,
before I forget, I'm just going to say I thought I had it bad this year by picking albums, but now that I see all this, I'm just like, you had a pretty rough time. I mean,
yeah,
with Dream Evil and Power Wolf and
yeah.
Hammerfall and it's like,
It was
Rage. You had all those
it
albums.
was an interesting year. I mean,
Yeah.
in a great way. But
Oh,
yeah, it
dude,
was
I could have did a top 20 easy.
probably could have.
Yeah, easy,
Yeah,
easily.
and then we have Blacklist with Murderous Intent. So yeah, this thing is obviously
Oh yeah.
probably scientists messing with shit they shouldn't have,
Oh
and now
yeah.
they're all dead. Because as good as beneficial as science can be, sometimes science just can't leave well enough alone.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Yep. Then we have Ostoraton with So Mood. Not exactly sure what that means, but I mean, this is looks like it's maybe some sort of Arabian temple because you got a
Hmm.
guy with a camel and he looks like he's headed that way. So
Scorpion King.
maybe. Then the aforementioned Hammerfall with
Yeah,
Avenge the Fallen. They've always got really cool
they
imagery
did.
in their album
Yeah.
covers too. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey,
I mean,
is this the first year we had a Hammerfall and a Hammer King album in the same year? That's pretty wicked. That's pretty wicked.
I will actually have to double check that because I know a couple years ago Hammer King had a self-titled album out and
Hmm.
I can't remember, but I was about to say between Hammerfall and Hammer King, I mean, we got hammers on lockdown,
Yeah,
so
we got hammers on lock. Yeah,
we got hammers taken care of. So
yeah. Step aside, Thor. We got you.
that's right.
Uh,
Then Mushroom Head with Call the
oh,
Devil.
yeah.
So it's kind of cool. And the devil is on the phone with a mushroom head's, phone face.
Yeah.
That's that's cool as hell. So, you know what? You know what? Now that I'm sitting here looking at this album cover, I completely forgot to re-listen to this, and I probably should have.
Nah, you didn't miss nothing.
Damn it. Uh, then we have a rising force with truth. So I mean, not Ezekiel 37. So
Oh
you know,
wow, okay.
what's your name? Yeah, yeah. Tony. I know, but whatever.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then we have with thermality with the final hours.
yeah.
Kind of cool. Again, this looks like another city that's got some sort of dystopian landscape. So
Hmm.
then our friends in Salem's Child with Unbound, very cool. Hearts,
Yeah,
a chained
right.
heart that's on fire, very cool.
That's a cool. Yeah, that was a cool
Yeah.
album cover.
Then Messianic with 39 Stripes. So obviously, got the
Hmm.
Messiah here with his crown of thorns. Then All for Metal with Gods of Metal. This dude is, I mean, the funny thing is, like, we started following these guys on Instagram after this album came out, and this dude here standing next to this dude here, when you see them like on Instagram, this dude is so much bigger than this guy. It's I mean, what they did with this album cover doesn't really do this. This guy is a monster. This dude is huge.
I
This
was about.
guy.
Well, as soon as I seen it, I was like, Drew McIntyre, is that you?
I mean, he's probably bigger than Drew McIntyre.
Uh,
He's a big dude. But I mean, you have all of the classic. I mean, you got samurai swords, you got
yep.
dragon breathing
Dragon
fire.
breathing fire.
I
Yeah.
mean, you got face paint and body armor and abs. I mean, you got so much. You got so much metal stuff going on here. I mean, it's crazy, man. Then we have nails with every burning
Mm.
bridge. So I don't really even see a bridge in here, but it is what it is. And then see, we have Lord Chain with the chastisement of our peace.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Then we have Corrosive with catastrophic creation.
Mm.
It looks like Deadpool fighting a xenomorph. So.
Yeah, yeah.
See, we have War Priest with Gloom Breaker. So that's kind of cool. Got a battle axe here. Looks like he's fighting something with some tentacles. Maybe.
Gandalf the Grey, man.
That's right. You thou shalt not pass. Then our friends in the dude with dissonance,
Yeah.
kind of like
That's another like mirrored thing. I like that's
yep.
kind of been becoming a theme here. So
Yeah. Well, this right here. I mean, this is before, and you can see upside down. This is after.
right,
you
exactly. Yeah.
know, here. It's like here today, gone tomorrow.
On tomorrow. Yeah.
That's right. Then Eradicator with the paradox.
Hmm.
So it's kind of cool. I'm not exactly sure what the paradox is. I don't know. I don't know what this is a paradox
I
of.
don't know what the hell a damn thing looks like a dog with
Looks like man bear.
a lion's tail and antlers. I don't know. That's
Yeah.
weird shit, bestiality or something. I don't
Right. Yeah. Then we have Amethyst with throw down the gauntlet. I mean, there's the gauntlet right there. This guy threw it down, and
know. Yeah.
this has totally got a 70s like
Yeah.
Thin Lizzy Motorhead vibe going on. So
Yeah.
so that's neat. So 'tis a flesh wound. So
Retro. Yeah. Retro's always cool.
yeah, it is. Then we have Thrasher Wolf with Inside the Sickened Mind. So we have Power Wolf and Thrasher Wolf.
No, yeah. We got Wolves covered too this year.
Yeah, we do. Wolves and Hammers.
We
Got our friends in Born Broken.
well, with the eyeball.
Hell yeah, dude. Then we have Rise of Kronos with Imperium and Kronos right there.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty badass. I like that one.
Yeah. And we need Kronos and Kratos to get together.
There you go.
Then we have Pyracanda with Losing Faith.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
That's a cool one. That's a cool one too because you kind of see, both sides of the,
Yep.
it almost seems like a phoenix maybe. You got
Yeah.
one burning out and one reborn maybe. I don't know.
Yep. So that again, this was another good interview that we had with
Yes,
him.
it was great album.
And
Too.
speaking of a good interview, we had High Reaper renewed by death. So
Yeah, he's taming the snake up there. So
right, I mean, you have the Grim Reaper
Riding a
riding
snake.
riding a serpent. I mean, that's just badass.
I really got a great Southern Tranquil vibe when I first seen this.
Oh, totally, totally. Then we have Veonity with the final element. This is kind of this got a little bit of Hammer King, Hammer Fall kind of feel to it
Yeah,
too.
almost. What was the show where they always met with the gods and stuff in the mountain? I remember watching
Oh,
that TV show. So
I know what one you're talking about. I can't remember the
it's
name
what
of
it
it.
kind of reminds me of.
Yeah, it does actually. Never Obey Again with Trust, one of our bands from Italy.
Man, that band's gonna blow up, dude. I swear to God.
They are. I absolutely believe that. Then we have Hild with Thrash Pa Svenska. So I'm not exactly sure what all's going on here, but kind of, here's a
Spears or something? I don't know.
spear. There's a skull here. It looks like it's got at least one spear through it. So I mean,
Gotcha. Okay.
someone had a bad day. Then we have Hatchet with Leave
That's
No
a
Soul.
that's a good album cover.
So good. It's so good.
I love their fonts with their shit too.
Oh yeah. And then of course you got two hatchets in the back. So
Oh well, yeah, of course
I
you
mean,
do.
you have to. Then Enforced with a leap into the dark. I mean, where do you start? I mean, just look. I mean, there's so many faces in here,
Yeah,
and just this.
to do what they do with this with black and white's pretty cool too. So
Oh, it's insane. See, we got Deimos' Dawn with God of Pain.
oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah. Then we have Havoc with New Eyes. Again, just
Hmm.
so good. Havoc always has really good covers too.
Well, I mean, and they're usually pretty self-explanatory too. So
Mm-hmm. Yep. Then we have Spitfire with Trinity. Kind
that
of
was pretty
cool
cool.
that
Yeah,
the Spitfire jet plane.
yeah,
Yep. Then we have Paragon with Metalation,
that was pretty cool.
another badass dude with a shield and a massive axe. So I
With
mean,
a skull, is that a skull on the end of it or
yep.
something?
It's kind
Oh no, no,
of
I see now. Okay.
the skull's on the shield. Yeah, he's got a skull on the shield. He's got his all of his body armor going on.
Hmm.
Very cool, red and black.
I like that, dude. That's
That's
good.
very cool. Then we have Gauntlet. Well, I mean, we should have this guy and this guy team up. We got Gauntlet Rule
Yeah.
with After the Kill. I mean, this guy, the dude on the Hammer Fall, and the dude on the Hammer King.
Yeah, just all together,
I
the
mean,
four
those dudes are
horsemen.
going to go to war and just those dudes are going to go to war and just tear ass. Then we have Accuser with Rebirthless. So we got just a mishmash of humanity right here going on. So, then we have Sign of the Jackal with Survivors. Yeah, heavy metal. Who would have thought?
Yeah, right.
Then we have Until the Heat Dies by Fire Action.
Okay.
So another kind of old school feel to it. It's kind of cool. Then we have our second appearance by the Reality Machine with the Heretic and the Priest.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's
Same
pretty.
artist. We do
Pretty.
know. We do know.
Yeah.
We did get. Yeah, we did get. Ari did tell us that it was the same artist for both album covers, so they did work together on both albums. I think you can kind of tell. But
Oh yeah.
then we have Icon of Evil with Locust Cathedral. This is super dark and ominous. Then we have Die for My Sins with Scream. So
That's a good one too.
Fabio told us that this guy might become kind of like their little
Yeah,
Eddie or Big
mascot,
Rattlehead kind of mascot. So that'll be neat. Then we have again another guy,
Yeah.
flaming sword, shield, body armor.
Surrounded,
This guy's got
surrounded
wings.
by orange. I mean,
Yeah, and I absolutely love this. I
that
mean,
is so
this
cool because it's the
band
same
name
thing
is
backwards.
it is completely symmetrical, and I am all over this
Hmm.
perfect symmetry. Oh,
I
I'm
like
all
I
over
like
it.
the way they come off it because it's the same thing backwards, and if you look at it from the opposite way, it's in a different
Exactly,
opposite font. So that's pretty cool.
exactly.
I like that. That's pretty
Yeah,
creative.
completely symmetrical. I love it. Then we have Epitaph with Path to Oblivion. So it's kind of got like a little hieroglyphic kind
Hmm.
of,
It's like almost
you
like a
know,
tarot card.
tarot card, yeah. And then this is this my last one? It is my last one. This is my last one. This is The
That one
Dead
just came
Don't
out
Die
today.
by
Yeah.
Don. I
or last
Dominum.
week.
This one, actually, no.
Last week,
This one
yes.
came out. This one came out last week. So got a little bit of a Ice Nine Kills
Mm.
meets Freddy Krueger's underwear. If you guys remember what that one looked like. So, you know, where was it? I just had it. So there's Freddy Krueger's underwear,
Yeah,
and then then right there is so kind of
yeah,
little
yeah,
bit,
yeah, a little bit.
kind of similar, but and then so yeah, that's it for me, man.
Awesome.
That's it for me.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
Oh man. Now the hard part of the show comes.
yeah.
Uh,
I mean the part of the show that pretty much everyone's been waiting for, I would say. So
well, yeah, well, pretty much. So, let me switch this up real quick. Yeah, there we go. And then I can put this back on now.
oh, see, there you go.
Put that back on the screen now. So,
And
since
not,
we're,
I mean that first headline right there, man. I'm glad that John Schaefer shit is finally over. I mean,
it's still not. I mean, it's still not. I mean, it'll be completely over before it's over with because I'm not going to get into anything, but let's just say there's some other stuff going on that they don't know anything about, but you can pinpoint, 450 people at the Capitol building.
yeah, but
Uh,
I was
it's
well,
stupid.
no, that's true. But I mean, at the same time, I was being a little more specific. I mean, they held on to John way too long.
Well, yeah. I mean,
They held
hell,
on way too.
if he would, honestly, I think he would get out time served if he had a good lawyer. I mean,
Yeah,
well, he hadn't been in jail the whole time. I guess I should say that. He was released on bond and stuff, but he's been
yeah,
cooperative the whole time,
but
though. I mean, it's like, come on, dude.
yeah, but still,
It is what it is. I wasn't there. I don't know. But we've seen video, and we'll just leave it at that. Because I don't want
it's
to get
true.
anybody. I don't want to get anybody killed. So,
Right. Yeah.
get by Clinton. Uh,
Right.
oh man. So, let's see.
So without further
Where,
ado, I guess.
where was I? Where was I? Album covers, and then did you do a song list for 2024? Or I know you usually do a top 10 songs for 2024 too. So
Yes, I did.
okay, cool. So that's kind of I guess that's kind of where we'll go into that. I guess, and I'll count mine down here for you. So the interesting thing is that songs don't always our songs and albums are going to be different, of course,
Absolutely.
but mainly because there's singles that come out that albums hadn't got here yet. So
Yep.
and then there's a couple on my list of that too.
Hmm.
But if you think it's hard pinpointing 10 songs, try pinpoint or 10 albums. Try pinpointing 10 songs.
Yeah.
I'll just
Right.
say that. And speaking of which, let me do this before.
Because see, that was the thing. Because if you guys have been watching the show for a while, if you remember our theme of the week, we used to keep that to 10,
Right.
and then we just
Yeah.
decided to
It's
scrap.
unlimited. Like
Yeah,
whatever, dude. It's like,
yeah. So we used to do the top 10 of the week, and then we just decided to do just a theme of the week, and then we just had it open ended. And hell, some of our some of our playlists morphed into like 3, 4, 5, 6 hours because of it. But it also made for really good playlists. But yeah, we used to keep this shit to 10 every week.
which
Imagine
is
how much harder it is to
yeah.
do 10 after a year.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you want to check out 100 of the best songs that we think of 2024, you can check out that playlist right there. That is the best of 2024 playlist that I kind of put together, and it's from albums that me and Chris both kind of
Hmm.
went through over the throughout the year, and of course there were some singles that dropped that got included in that too. So
Yep.
at first I thought I was like, man, it's going to be hard, and I got to like 70, 79 before I had to like start digging into actual singles because I was just,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess I should include those. So that's kind of like I actually was doing per album release, so I had two Extinction AD songs and two Reality Machine songs because they had two different albums
Oh,
out
of
this year.
course. Yeah.
And then I had to like, okay, well I got to include this, so let's take one of those off. So I had to like swap some stuff around, and just want to make sure they were represented. Period. But I would have liked to have had them represented for each album. But I like to keep that at 100. I don't really like going over 100 because I mean it's already 6 hours long, 6.5 hours long. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, if you got a road trip, there you go. But anyway, get back to this here. So my top 10 songs that 10 of my favorites from this year. Um, you know, this one's kind of hard for me because, like I said, there's a dude. If you go through that 100, you know, song list right there on Spotify, you'll see why it was kind of hard to
Hmm.
pinpoint 10. So,
Yes.
um, but these are 10 of the ones I uh, kind of go back to and notice I kind of play a lot more of throughout the year. My number 10 was actually one of our guests, High Reaper, renewed by Death. Such a good song, dude. Um, and then I also had another guest at number 9, The Ancient Remains, with Burn It All, which was also the self-titled their EP. I think they had, right?
I
Ancient, I believe
believe
so.
so.
Yeah. And then I went with number 8 is The Ghost Inside, Earn It. That was a really good song from that album. And then number 7 is a single that actually came out, their first single of their upcoming album, Arch Enemy, Dream Stiller. I had that at number 7. Then I had number 6, I had Hatchet, Leave No Soul from their self titled EP. Um, and then number 5, I had Kerry King, Where I Rain. So And then number 4, I had Judas Priest, Panic Attack. I think that may have, was that their first single off that album, maybe? I can't remember.
I
Um,
think it was the first
yeah,
single. I think
yeah,
it
but
was.
that whole album's really good though. So,
Oh,
uh,
well,
you know, we'll probably get to that in a minute.
we will.
But the
Yeah.
number 3, I had Havoc, Death is an Illusion. No surprise here how like fast paced and in your face that track is. So, that EP is just all around good. Even we talked about that Eye Beholder, man. That cover of that song is so well done.
Yep.
Really really good stuff from not just not disappointed at all about what they
Mm-mm.
put what they put out. So, and
Mm-mm.
you got a Havoc and a Hatchet in the same year too. Way to confuse Chris. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
I didn't know
but
whether I was coming or going. I'm telling you.
then the number two single I had was a single that actually came out, and I'm looking forward to this album too because they've actually became one of my favorite bands. Malevolence Trenches. That song,
Yeah.
man, God, dude, if there's any, you know, tease of what that album's going to be like, dude, I cannot wait for that. So, and then number one song of the year, I kind of wore it out this year from what I was reading on my Spotify wrapped up thing. It was Kitty, I Still Wear This Crown. So, and that they do. So, there you go. That was my top 10 songs of this year.
Well, well, oh shit, hang on. Damn it. I'm trying to make sure I write this shit down so I have it
Oh, gotcha.
for the Metalhead Minute this week. All right, so as much fun as Jason had putting his top 10 songs of the year together, I'm sure I had just as difficult a time.
Yeah.
But but that's the thing though is, and 2025 is going to be an absolute nightmare to put the top 10 together. It's going to be a nightmare. You know it's going to be a
Oh, yeah.
nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Just because everything we know, just sitting here right now, that's coming out this year. Oh my God, it's going to be a nightmare to put this top 10
And
together.
that, and
It's going to
that's
be, it's to get it down to 10 is damn near going to be impossible.
and that's just the bands we know.
Right, that's what I
think about the
mean.
bands that we're gonna discover next year.
I know
too.
that's
So,
that's exactly what I mean. All right, so my top 10, starting from number 10, was "Stay Dead" by Against Evil from their "Give 'Em Hell" album. Then I had number 9 was "Humanoid," the self-titled off the title track from the album of the same name from our friends in Accept. Then I had "New Eyes" by Havoc off of their "New Eyes" EP. Then number 7 was "Year of the Goat" by Ex Hoarder off
yeah, that's a good one too.
Defectum Omnium. Then I also had "Leave No Soul" by Hatchet at number 6 off of the album of the EP of the same name, I should
Mm-hmm.
say. Then number 5, I mean, one of the early releases this year. I mean, good God, Prodigal Scum by Extinction AD
Oh yeah.
off of Ruthless Intent. Oh my God, kidding me right now? Then number 4 was HYO Hold Your Own by
Hmm.
Dragoria off their Asunder EP. I mean, that is just a thrash metal anthem right there. That song is just nuts. Like, it's so good. Number 3, Metal Gods, the title track off of Dream Evil's album Metal Gods. I've said this before. I love a heavy metal song talking about how awesome heavy metal is, and this is
Oh yeah.
just another one of those songs. Then number 2, I went back and forth on this a little bit. My number 2 and number 1, but number 2, I had "Trial by Fire" by Judas Priest off
Mm,
Invincible Shield. I absolutely love the pacing of that song, and it
it's a good
just
song.
so goddamn good. And Richie Faulkner, man, that dude he may not be KK Downing or Glenn Tipton, but Richie Faulkner can absolutely
Hmm.
obliterate a guitar solo. It is insane.
Even with a bad ticker.
And yeah, just I mean, ask him to play Painkiller. He can do it. And then number 1 song of the year, "Eyes Wide Open" by Kitty off of Fire.
Oh
So
wow,
so
that's pretty amazing.
yep. So Kitty takes home the clean sweep on Song of the Year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's very cool.
I honestly did not expect that from you,
Nope.
Mel. I was like, wow,
No.
that's
Well, the funny thing is I mean, when that song came out, I think I posted it when it came out, and I was like,
mhm.
where was this Kitty?
Yeah,
where did that come from?
yeah. I said that
And
about that whole album. It's like, dude,
yeah,
this.
oh, I mean, this was their comeback. They
Mhm.
absolutely nailed
Yeah,
it. It was
yeah.
just fantastic.
And we're gonna be sitting here a year from now talking about another all women band next year. I can't fucking tell you we'll be sitting here talking about Burning Witches because that album, if it's any sign of what they put out so far, dude, we're definitely gonna be talking about them next year.
Yeah. And I really think, as good as Burning Witches has been in the past, and they really have, them adding Courtney
Courtney
Cox
Cox,
as a
oh god,
guitar
yes,
player, Jesus Christ, man.
it's really amped things up for them,
It
man.
has.
It's
I mean,
it's
she is Nita Strauss level of fantastic on the
oh
guitar.
for sure, yeah.
It's just nuts.
Yeah, very underrated, I think. So
She absolutely is criminally underrated, I think. And if you notice, like what you did a few singles from upcoming albums from this year. I stayed away from those on purpose because I knew that the albums were releasing this year.
mhm.
So there were like the new Arch Enemy is good, and then the I can't remember the song right off the top of my head, but the new single from the upcoming All That Remains album, I was like,
Mhm.
that was really good when it came out. But since the album itself is coming out this year, I decided to kind of like stay with everything that was released in 24. But that definitely doesn't take away from the quality of some of the stuff that we've already gotten a sneak peek of.
Aloha, Aunt Amy. So she popped in for a minute. Um,
Hey,
but I tell you why I did that and why I like to do that is because I don't know what 2025 holds, and those songs may not be mentioned next year. So just saying.
that's true.
So so that's one of the reasons I do that.
Do
Mainly,
do.
and yeah, I do do.
Yep. 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 We are 5 years old here at the
Yeah,
Metalhead Unite
that's right.
podcast.
That's right. Yeah, I can't even do it anymore. Uh,
Yeah.
anyway, all right. I guess that will leave us into our top 5 EPs of the year, which is even harder to do. Uh,
I'm pretty sure I already know yours.
uh, but well, I mean, you should know my number one anyway.
That's no, I
But
did. That's what I'm saying. I think I already know your number one.
uh, but but uh, but anyway, you know, I could have definitely went top 10 with this year myself. I know Chris may not have listened to as much as I do EP wise, but
I didn't, and that is my goal for this year.
you know, so maybe we could turn it into a top 10 next year. But
That's what I want to. That's what I want to try
yeah,
to do. I
because
want to
I
try
could
to
have I could have definitely done it.
that.
With no problem. But
That's one of the things I'm going to focus on this year is making sure I
mhm,
do my due diligence and listen to enough EPs to make sure that we can have album and EP be 10 in
yeah,
2025.
cool. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan. But my top five EPs of the year, number five was The Reality Machine, The Heretic and the Priest. I really think that was a little bit better than the first one.
I
Just
agree.
not by much, but I
I
think it
agree.
was just a little bit better, which is cool because that means he's growing into his songwriting and stuff. Because
Exactly. That's exactly what
Ari is a
happened.
one man band
Yes, he is.
except for the vocals. So
He
um,
got man. He got a really good vocalist on the Heretic.
he
Man,
did. Yeah, I like.
again, no disrespect to
Well,
the
no,
at all. That's not what I mean. But
no, because they were two different albums. I mean, they really were.
they were absolutely.
So, and then number four, I had Havoc, New Eyes. So, like I said, to me, it was mainly with this one being down so far. It was mainly because of number of songs. Of course, there wasn't as many. What, four songs, four tracks, or something like that. And
Hmm.
then you had one of the covers. So, so I'm like, there had been five, totally new ones, and definitely been further up the list, but. My number three was Hatchet, Leave No Soul, of course. So, I thought that one was you know, man, this band is, becoming like I said, it's becoming like a Malevolence. It's one of coming
Yeah.
right up there in the top. One of my favorites.
I
Newer bands. I don't think they've been out like 12 years maybe or something, or 10,
I
10 years. I don't know. They not
I
not a long time, but
I don't know how long they've been out, but I am thinking about sending an email to Hatchet.
yeah, yeah.
I'm strongly thinking about it.
I mean, like I said, they can. I'm going to say no. So
Right, exactly.
or just ghost you. We're used to that too. So
One of the two. Yep.
one of the two. Yeah, but yeah, I'm down. I'm down to interview
Yeah.
Hatchet. So
Yeah.
then number two was of course our good friend Rick Jimenez's band Extinction AD with Ruthless Intent. I thought that was man. Like we talked about that when we set him down at the first of the year, and and he was talking about this album, this EP. And he said, "Yeah, there's an album coming too." So
Yeah.
just was like, dude,
We were
this
like,
is
what? I
yeah.
mean,
I was like, damn, Rick is in January and already setting the bar for hey, come get some of this,
yep.
so there's only one band that in my eyes did better job, and that was of course Halo Scars with Ascension. That EP was so well done, and like the growth from just the first one to this one, dude, it's like leaps and bounds better. Like, these guys are growing so fast in a short amount of time. Like,
Yes,
it is just so crazy to watch and actually be friends with these guys. And there's no way why I did that is because I'm friends with them. I've been straight up honest with Kobe in chats before. You can ask him. I'll say, oh, that's a little too much of that. He'll send me stuff and like, hey, listen to this. And hey, it's a little bit too much of this. And oh, okay, we'll brush that up when we record it. So so it's
and
cool.
that's
It's cool. It's cool that he respects an opinion too. So
exactly, yeah.
so, but yeah, they doing killer shit, man. I can't wait. Those guys, they have a
They're
bright future, man. So,
they're definitely going places. Yeah,
uh, and then we can say, hey, we interviewed those guys once,
that's
or actually
twice,
twice.
twice. All right. Well, the good news is we had the exact same top five, but not in the
In a
exact
different
same
order.
not in
Yeah.
the exact same order. So my top five EPs of the year, starting at number five, was the Reality Machine with the Heretic and the Priest. Kind
Oh,
of,
wow. Okay.
I feel kind of like you. It was a little, it was probably right.
Hmm.
I mean, definitely.
Oh,
I
but
mean, I
like I
mean,
said, if we had a top 10, that both of them would have been there. So,
it's a
yeah.
definite
Yeah.
possibility that
Oh
he
yeah.
would have been. Yeah, but like exactly what you thought. I mean, there's a little bit more growth.
Hmm.
And I can't remember the guy's name, of course. I'd have to look back, but the singer that Ari got, I mean, top notch.
Hmm.
And then number four, Extinction AD with Ruthless Intent. Just ruthless. I mean, Ruthless Intent. I mean,
Hmm.
absolutely perfect,
Name for an
absolutely
album,
perfect name
especially for
for it.
that one.
Yeah,
Rick gets pissed off more and more every year. So,
he does. And then and then number three, this one was leading for a while, but Halo Scars with Ascension for all of the same reasons that Jason said. And then he probably knows where I'm going with number two and number one. He's just not
oh yeah.
exactly sure which order. Number two, Havoc, New Eyes, and then number one, Hatchet, Leave No Soul. I was completely blown away by And I may have given Havoc the number one spot if it wasn't for the fact that it was kind of
A
short
little
and one of them
shorter,
was a
yeah.
cover. But the four songs were phenomenal, and
Oh yeah, for sure.
the cover was excellent. But Hatchet, they came out with five brand new songs, and it was just from the word go, it just like fucking full speed ahead and just absolutely brilliant. I thought so.
Mhm.
So yeah, Leave No Soul EP of the year for me. So
Nice. Well, I guess drum roll, please. I don't even know if I have one. Do I have a drum roll over here?
I don't know.
Huh, it'd be cool if I did. I don't know if I do or
Yeah.
not. Huh. Well, shit. I have to find out if I do or not. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, okay. Guess not. Might have to give me one with a drum roll on it.
Nice. I think we
I
need
got,
one.
yeah, and
Rim
before
shot.
before
Yeah.
I make bad jokes.
Yep. Oh yeah, we do that all the time.
Oh man. All right, I guess the moment of truth here, the top 10 albums of the year. I also want to give a shout out before I get into that to Ancient Remains because, like I said, if there was a top 10, they'd have definitely been in that mix too. Um, there's actually a couple of other EPs that I had listed. I can change over real quick and see what I had
I mean, hell, while you're doing that,
here.
I'll pretty much give a shout out to almost everybody we listened to and interviewed this year. I
Oh, yeah.
mean, the amount of tremendous music that we had to listen to. Well, had not had to, got to. The amount of music that we got to listen to this year was just mind blowing.
Mhm.
And with a couple of exceptions, I mean, they're obviously, nobody bats a thousand. So,
Right.
and I'm not going to call anybody out by name because that's not fair. Because I'm just offering an opinion, a personal opinion.
Hmm.
But there were a couple that, there's going to be a couple that you don't like, and I mean, it's just law of
Well,
averages,
oh,
really.
yeah.
But I mean, 99% of the music that I listened to this year was just
Mhm.
fantastic.
You also had Distorta, A Devil in the Dust, and Wolves Don't Sleep, Fears and Fractures on my list in the EP department there. So, and of course, the other Reality Machine,
Hmm.
the self-titled one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I definitely could have did a 10, I think. So,
Yeah, we will do 10 at the end of this year. I'll make sure that I listen to enough.
all right. Well, I guess it's time to get this out the way and move on to 2025.
That's right. That's
Uh,
100% right.
Top 10 albums of 2024 to me. It's my opinion, but the number 10 is really sad. I think because the whole situation with the band this year is just very. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. But
Hmm.
I had As I Lay Dying with Through Storms Ahead. I thought it was such a great album, dude, and that's why like really like all this news was just like, dude, really like y'all put out such a great album, and then all of you guys just quit. Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? But yeah, it was a really good album. I thought like it almost the situation kind of reminded me of Fear Factory a little bit. They put out some of the best. Burton C. Bell put out
Right.
the best vocals of his career with Fear Factory, and then boom, he's out the band. Like, oh,
Hmm.
holy shit, what?
Yeah.
So it's kind of you don't know what goes on behind closed doors with some of these bands, so you just have to there really isn't any clear cut reasoning for anything with As I Lay Dying either. Still, it's
Yeah.
just just a lot of speculation and you know I want to say DEI verbiage, kind of what I kind of put it as is
Right.
because they kind of just because of you know my personal no, that's not a good reason. We need to I think fans deserve to know if it's something that's destructive to the band, then maybe it's time to start a new band. I guess and what I'm
Yep.
trying to say. I guess, but Tim Labisa started a band, so I guess he can continue the band. So there you
Yeah.
go. So anyway, good luck to him. Hopefully he works it all out and
Yeah.
they get to tour with all this stuff. Because like I said, it was a really good album. I thought it was really really well done. Number nine, we had our good friends Accept at Humanoid. That album was pretty solid, I think. Very Accept like. Not
Oh
nothing
yeah,
really surprising on it. I don't think,
no.
but
But I
but
mean, when you got, I mean, Mark just hit 70, and Wolf
mhm.
Hoffman is in his 60s
60s, yeah,
somewhere. I mean, these guys are still going strong, man.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
still killing it.
Yeah, it's amazing. We seen them live this year, so
Oh, it
that's a
was it was so great to finally see them live.
yeah, yeah, it was. So then at number eight, I had our good friends Against Evil, Give Them Hell. Man, that album has such iconic guitar riffs on it. I'm
Hmm.
gonna say it like that because I think once you listen to a couple of these songs, you're just like, dude, that's a fucking great guitar riff. And then when you
Yeah,
hear it again, you're like, oh, that's Against Evil. You know what I mean? It's
right,
like,
exactly.
you know, but that's the it was really really good in that aspect anyway. So number seven, I had the Ghost Inside, Searching for Solace. They've kind of been dipped into last part of last year with a Signal Death Grip, and then kind of moved up into this year with the album release. So it's kind of kind of one of those I was waiting on to come out because I was really looking forward to checking it out. I mean, it wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be, but it was still very very well done. I thought so, especially for a band that's went through a lot of trials and stuff throughout their career too. So with you know band members dying, they had to take a big hiatus for that,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
so them to come back like this, was pretty cool, man. Like this is their second release, I think, since they've been back. So they're definitely doing good things. So number six. Was one of our guests as well. This album, dude, like when I listened to this thing, I could not stop listening to it. I couldn't, dude. It was just so freaking good. And of course, having Ralph from Primal Fear, and singing on the record
Oh, I
doesn't
know.
doesn't doesn't hurt you at all.
No, it
So
does not.
so I had Die for My Sins, Scream at number six. Like I said, it was just one of those things. I could keep that thing on repeat all the time, dude.
Hmm.
It's so good, dude.
Yeah.
Um, you know, and you know the brothers there are doing good things. So hopefully, I mean, it'd be cool if they get him to be on all the time, and they could just do two bands or something. That'd be pretty cool. But
Oh,
you know,
that would be a
yeah,
great
yeah.
pairing for a tour. It
Oh
absolutely would be.
fuck yeah, it would.
Absolutely would
I'd
be.
take my money. Like,
Exactly.
uh, and then number five, our friends at Extinction AD show back up again with To the Detested. Like I said, they're no shortage of angry ballads for Rick this year.
No.
He's he's definitely been sitting on, like he said, they constantly write. So it's cool that I think he did say they kind of went through all their notebook though, so he's got to reload.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it may be a couple of years before we get anything new from Extinction
Yeah.
AD, but
Of
they got
like of all the guests we've had, I mean, I really do hope we get to see Extinction AD live at some point
oh for
because I mean,
sure, dude. Hell
because
yes.
even because the funny thing is with the intensity that Rick brings, that
Mhm.
actually might be one mosh pit I try to get into.
Oh God,
I
yes.
may not even have a choice.
Yeah.
I might not even be
uh,
able to help myself.
uh, yeah, yeah. Rick's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's also a down to earth guy, and always never says no, man. Like he's just
No,
like,
he doesn't.
yeah. He's like, yeah, when you want to do it this weekend? Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm like, I don't have no time to prepare for this, but okay, you want to do it this weekend? Fuck it.
I
Uh,
guarantee you, like the next time they come out with something and we ask him to come on, he'll be like, "Just say when." I
yeah,
guarantee you, he will.
yeah, yeah. And I love that about Rick, man.
Yeah,
Like he said, I'm here to promote a band. So if I'm not taking up every opportunity to promote it, then what am I doing? So
exactly.
yeah, so I get that. I mean, it's a good way to look at it.
Hmm.
And number four, I had Exhorter with Defectum Omnium. Man, that album was so fucking good. There was only one song on there I kind of was like, yeah, but for the most part, it was a banger, dude. Like,
Hmm.
now, once we heard those couple of singles earlier in the year, and then it popped out, I was like, oh yeah, this
Oh yeah.
this is great. Um, The number three, man, number three was at my number one at one point, my number two at one point.
Sure.
But and I'm sure I probably know where you have this one, but my number three was Judas Priest, The Invisible Shield.
Hmm.
Like I said, there's only one song that I just can't. I don't know. I can't get past it for some reason, but yeah, I don't know why. It's just I don't know something about it. But if it wasn't for that, it'd be like I said, it was like one for a long time because it was like one of
Yeah.
the it came out so early. It kind of
Yeah.
hung out at one for a long time.
Yeah.
Then my number two was Kerry King from Hell I Rise. Of course, being a big Death Angel fan, Mark Alcegueda, getting to meet him and stuff.
Yeah. Shut up. I'm never gonna live that fucking. I'm never gonna live that down.
Oh man, I had to do that. So,
No, yeah.
so, but anyway, oh my god, but anyway,
I'm
yeah,
never gonna
like
live that down.
for Kerry King to come out of and do this, out the gate with this band is just. Dude, like I don't know where
He,
you go. I don't know where you go from here. Really, it's like you want to make your next album better than the first, but dude, I don't know how you do that. Honestly, I don't.
well, he's definitely got the right guys to do it.
Oh, for sure, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
no
Phil.
doubt.
I mean, with Phil, Paul, and Mark. I
Phil,
mean, you
yeah,
can't.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah, it's
it's
amazing.
a fucking super group as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and just so we got all of our stuff situated, I guess, with Death Angel. I did see where they posted they were doing some shows already, so good
Yeah.
on them. So evidently he, like I said, Mark said he was going to try to do both bands. So
Hmm.
so
Well, I guarantee you, this Kerry King gig isn't going to be his full time gig. His
I
full
know,
time gig is still Death Angel.
yeah,
So, and I guarantee you, he let Kerry know that he's like, "Look, I'll do this, but
yeah,
you're at some point you're going to have to, let me go back and do this." So, I
hmm
guarantee you that discussion happened.
yeah, and I think what's shit. I don't lost the track of the name of the oh crap, Death Angel's guitarist that started. Shit.
Rob,
Yeah,
Rob,
Rob Costanza. Yeah, he was saying that oh man, you're costing me money because I need to be touring right now, and you're out for Kerry King. So I mean, but like I said, he probably signed a contract with Kerry King where he had to do those things. So I mean,
yeah,
you got to look at it from both side business wise. I mean, you have
yeah,
to look at it from both ways. So
hmm
then of course my number one album of the year was Kitty with Fire. That I don't think there was a bad song on that album to me. You know, uh, awesome comeback. Couldn't couldn't ask for anything better in my opinion.
yeah,
But yeah, so that's kind of where I landed. So
yeah, yeah. All right. Well, that brings me to my top 10, and I mean, definitely a lot of the same bands made some appearances, just in different order.
oh yeah,
Um, Number 10, and I mean, if it wasn't for some of the releases that kind of showed up as the year went on, this album, because this album was hanging out higher than it ended up. But number 10, Ex Hoarder Defective
mm,
Omnium, came out March 11th. uh I mean, Ex Hoarder, didn't they definitely showed no signs of slowing down, and at the same time they kind of experimented. They threw some
mm-hmm.
experimental elements in there, which I thought worked really well. But I mean, it's still definitely classic X Hoarder, no doubt. Number 9, Power Wolf with Wake Up the Wicked, released July 26th. I mean, again, classic Power Wolf. Attila Dorn can still belt them out. Still, what I like about Power Wolf is, even with all of the imagery that they sing about, the vibes that you get, the gothic medieval imagery, some of the religious overtones and stuff, I still love how they sprinkle in like a funny song
Yeah,
I love how they do that. It's awesome. Number 8, Extinction AD with To the Detested, released August 16th. I mean, when you put out an EP and an LP in the same
mm,
year as good as these two, you're doing
mm,
something, and
mm.
Rick definitely doesn't disappoint.
And it came out on my birthday. So
Absolutely. Number 7, and again, this one was higher at the time when it came out, and got bumped down because of a couple other ones. But I had at number 7, I had Kitty with Fire, released June 21st. As we talked about with the songs of the year, I don't think Kitty could have come back with a better album than the one they came out with. After being gone for so long, for this to be their return, I think they should absolutely be proud of what they came out with.
Oh, for sure.
And I hope they ride the momentum going forward into at least one or two more albums. I mean, I don't know what their plans are.
Right.
I hope now that they're back, they're together for a little bit of a longer haul. Because the first go around, they was almost like they're here and then they're gone, and you're like, what the hell happened to Kitty?
Yeah.
They did have some lineup churn during their first stint, so that may have been a little bit of a hindrance. And I think Morgan and Mercedes, I think they had kind of a little bit of a falling out, the two sisters. But it looks like they may have gotten over that, and it showed. I mean, the album
Right.
was really good. Number 6, Dream Evil with Metal Gods, released July 26th. It was fantastic. Number 5, Paragon with Metalation. This one was released November 8th, so this one was a little bit of a late charger. This was one of I think four and a half horns I gave this year. This was a band that until this album I had never heard of, and it was kind of mind blowing to for this to be it was almost to a little bit of an extent kind of an onslaught thing for me. For this to be the very first album I heard by this band, for this to be my introduction to this band, I mean, Jesus Christ. Number 4 are Our Friends and Against Evil, Give 'Em Hell, released July 25th. And I couldn't agree with you more talking about their guitar playing. I mean, it is just out of this world, some of the riffs that they came up with. And I can kind of see that if this band sticks it out with their current lineup, as long as they don't have any drastic lineup changes, and they're able to maintain this sound, I could really see them doing something on a worldwide stage. I know that earlier this year they were able to go back over to Europe, and I think I saw something on their Facebook page saying they're already getting ready to go back. So they've already got a fan base in Europe, which I think is fantastic, because when we talked to them, they said they had a little bit of a hard time in India, which is kind of understandable with the size of that country.
Right.
So having yourself a fan base in Europe with how big heavy metal is there, that's a great sign for them, I think. Number 3, I had Kerry King from Hell I Rise. Again, with the band that Kerry put together, choosing Mark to be the lead singer. I mean, I don't think he made a bad decision with anyone he added to the lineup.
No.
I really don't. Number 2, I had Accuser with Rebirthless. This one came out November 21st. I've been listening to Accuser kind of off and on, kind of sporadically here and there, and so I was a little bit familiar with Accuser, but when this album came out, to this point, I hadn't heard anything like this from them. So this was an absolute, for them, like I say, I haven't heard the full extent of their catalog so far, but to this point, with what I have heard, this is probably their masterpiece so far. And then number 1, Judas Priest with Invincible Shield, released March 8th. I get, and I know exactly what song you're talking about, the one you can't get past, The Lodger.
Yeah, that's it.
The funny thing is for me, that song grew on me. I didn't hate it initially, and that song grew on me the more and more I listened to the album. The reason why, I totally get where you're coming from, but the reason why that song for me wasn't a deal breaker knocking this out of the number 1 spot is because on the initial release of the album, it wasn't on there. But when you listen to the deluxe edition on Spotify, it is. So
okay.
if you listen to just the regular release of Invincible Shield, it's not on there.
Ah, well,
So
okay.
the
Well, that
fact that
makes
they
sense
put
then.
so the fact that they put it on the deluxe edition as the very very last track, by the time I listened to the first 13 songs, I got to that song, I was like, you know what, I'm sold already.
Hmm.
But that song did grow on me, and I would say I would probably agree with you that out of the 14, it may be the weakest, but even to me, it's still not a bad song.
Hmm.
But it wasn't enough to knock it out of the top spot for me. But I understand where you're coming from, though.
Yeah.
So for me, that one held serve from March all the way through the end of the year. So that one gets my album of the year.
Awesome. And surprisingly, um, I was surprised that this album didn't get brought up at all. Was the Flotsam and Jetsam album? So, uh, you know,
Well, the funny thing is that actually isn't a slight to the Flotsam and Jetsam album.
it's
What
just
it
yeah, it's saying
what
how
it
much great
is,
stuff was out this year.
that's the thing, is it's just a testament, no pun intended, to the amount of music that we got to listen to. And I I do feel bad when it's finally like, all right, we got to knock this down to
I know,
10, this
right?
down to 5, and all this
I
stuff,
think
because
that's
there is no way to avoid snubs. There's just no way to avoid it, and there's so much good stuff that just at some point stuff gets just left on the proverbial cutting room floor. I mean, there's just no way to avoid it when you're just narrowing it down to a finite number like that.
and I had at least 27 albums where the four horns are better this year. So,
Oh Jesus. Let me
oh, I had that. How much time should I had to like whittle down?
let's see. I had let's see. Let's see. Let me count my four. Damn it! No, not select all. Unselect four. Let's see. What did I have? I had 36 with a 4.5, and then Judas Priest got the only five.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That's a lot of. I mean, that just tells you the quality of albums that came out.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. We probably had some of the same ones,
We
but
may have, but
especially with some of the bigger bands like Extinction AD, and we both listened. We knew we were both going to listen to that, and then
hmm
we both go back. And I know if I review an album and then I invite people on, you go back and listen to that one as well. So.
oh, of
Uh,
course, yeah.
so yeah, so it's kind of like you did Quince and Mantis, I did. I went back and listened to it when you did it. So,
hmm
so it's kind of like there was a Regicide that was up in like I said, there was a lot of albums up. Salem's Child. There was a lot of Pirate Kanda.
High
A lot of
Reaper,
people.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those people that've been on High Reaper made it on the list, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, you had other ones that were well deserving of being on there. Like you said, you just have to break it down to 10, and
hmm
it's hard to do. So,
Yeah.
we had Attacker. I had you know, um, let's see, Born Broken. They were
hmm
on the show.
Yeah.
You know, I had that Surgical Strike as a four horn album that you
hmm
did the album cover on. So I mean,
Yep.
so Almost Dead. I mean, like I said, it's just hard to do. Man. It really is. Like
Yeah.
and
When you
like you said, we already know what we're walking into this year. Just like there's no way we're going to be able to get this down to 10, dude.
Oh
It's just
yeah. I
you know,
mean, with just the household names that are releasing
yeah,
shit this year, we're walking into an absolute buzzsaw.
yeah, exactly. You know, so it's
Yeah.
and we may get some new stuff
Oh,
from
I
these guys.
know. I know.
You know, but
I know. I know it. But I
something.
mean, I mean, we're
Yeah, that's
we're
for sure.
I mean, we're totally here.
uh,
We're totally here for it. I mean, 2025 musically is going to be a blast. It is going to be a blast. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm not. You know, ask me that again in December, and I'll be like, oh.
yeah,
But
yeah,
here sitting here, 4 days into 2025, it's like, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Ask me 360 days from now, and be like, holy shit, what do I do?
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. So,
yeah.
but
But
yeah,
now, well, I mean, having said that, I mean, talking about what we're looking forward to, we'll go ahead and look forward to January 10th. We will, Jason and I, we talked about it before the show. We will be doing an album review write up this coming week. I did listen to an album today. All of the new albums did come out today, like they always do. It was a short list, but I managed to pick out something, and I let Jason know what it was. So he's got the rest of the list to himself, so he can pick out whatever he wants. So, looking forward to January 10th, this coming Friday, over at heavymusichq.com. We have Alt Black Era with Rave Immortal. We have Barshaskith with Antinomium Aestheticism. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. We have Bergthron with Now Ace in Land. We have Baradir with Liminal Spaces. The Sumerian with An Age Undreamed Of, Crucial Velocity with Controller, Ex Deo with Year of the Four Emperors, Exiled Hope and Steel Forge with Realm of the Exiled, that's an EP. We have Faith Extractor with Loathing and the Noose, Garden of Stone with The Grave Mistake, The Halo Effect with March of the Unheard, Henry with Disruption, that's an EP, Haunted Horses with Dweller. We have Yarnboard with Filmer for Blinda. We have Katawaya with What We Witness, Magnum with Live at KK's Steel Mill, Maw with The Humble Collapse, Moon Wizard with Sirens, Mourn the Light with The Magic is Calling, that's an EP. We have a couple of re-releases from Nine Treasures, Awakening from Dukkha and Wisdom Eyes, Plague Wielder with In Dust and Ash, Rise of Tyrants with Trauma, that's a re-release, Sarcasm with Carnival of Atrocities, Second Day with Flamboyance, Sign of Thea with The Great Dreamer, Sisters of with Marie Michelle, that's an EP. Slaughter Sun with Black Marrow, that's an EP. Stick to Your Guns with Keep Planting Flowers. Tremonti with The End Will Show Us How. Urfiend with Dao Voidborn with In Throes of Rage. And Wyatt E with Zamaru Ultu Kareb Zikaratu Part 1. Hopefully there's not a Part 2, then I don't have to say that again. So.
Oh wow, that was funny.
so yeah. So yeah, I have a feeling that the length of these weekly release lists are just going to keep getting longer and longer.
Oh well,
and
yeah,
longer.
for sure.
I mean,
Yeah, I think by the time we get into the end of January, 1st of February, they're already getting a little lengthy. So
oh yeah, yeah. So it's going to pick up real quick.
all right. So that being said, follow us on our socials there: Facebook, Twitch, X, YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, Instagram, and TikTok. I think that's all of them.
Yep.
And then also check out the 24/7 radio station streaming right now,
Right now.
at stream.trulyradio247.com/8008/stream.
Yep.
And we will also add the best of to that this weekend.
Yep.
And
And
then
if you want to, I mean, you can send us a message on all of those social media platforms if there's anything you want to see us add to the radio station. If you'd rather send us an email, metalheadsuniteusa@gmail.com is where you can find us for that.
And, well, man, what a year, dude! I can't believe it's over. Honestly, I'm just like, wow, it's over. We're on to 2025. So
Yep.
already some good shows lined up for 2025 in our area. So that's pretty
Yep.
cool. I think 9 Points here in a couple weeks. So Chattanooga. So
Yep. Definitely close enough to make a drive down there.
yeah, I want to, but they've already got our schedule for workout. So
Oh, damn it! All right, well,
I was trying to beat it, but I didn't. So
yeah, well, that happens.
yeah, so I don't know. I
That happens.
may still try to like bail out early or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's kind of upcoming. It's like the 15th, I think. January 15th. I think.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that.
But to hear those two albums in their entirety, it's just to the pain and statements.
Mm-hmm.
To hear those two albums would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, and of course, we got the Kill Switch show coming in March, and
Trivium and Bullet for My Valentine in May.
Yeah, so So we
Yeah.
got the Rockin' Pod in between all that.
Rockin' Pot in April, the Slinging Ink in the Pit in March. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
so we're gonna be busy.
yeah. And
We'll be
Slayer's
busy.
coming back. Slayer's coming back to Louder in Life already. So
Yep.
got all that, which I still haven't received my refund. So kind of a little ticked to my shin.
Really? Oh, okay.
Oh, well, nope.
Wow.
So yeah, yeah. There already been some emails sent. So
I still,
yeah,
I
say look
still
here,
have.
look here, pal.
Yeah, I still haven't gotten confirmation on what day Slayer is supposed to be playing yet. So I still have my credit that I'm sitting on.
Yeah,
So once they finally announce the day, I'm still hoping it's Friday because I'll just do what we did this year, just make it
right,
a
right,
3 day
right.
weekend. So that's my plan. Hopefully it works out that way. So, but regardless, if I have to take a Thursday off, I'll just take a Thursday and Friday off and make it a 4 day weekend. I don't give a
Yeah,
shit because I
right.
I am going. So
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm waiting on. I'm waiting to see what day it is, and then
yeah.
I was like,
So
just get my money for now, and we'll see what day it is, and
right.
play it from there. But
Yeah.
so
So yeah.
but we'll see what happens. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah.
but
Before,
but
but
go ahead.
but I mean, before we go, I mean, I know that we kind of touched on this a little bit before we took our break uh, for Christmas and everything, but even though we have officially started 2025, we are wrapping up 2024 and concluding our fourth full year of this show, and still just sitting here now, already starting our fifth year. The fact that we've gone through 4 years of this, everything we've gone through, all the bands we've listened to, all the interviews that we've done, getting to meet who we've met, finally getting to meet Vinny and
Mhm.
Ryan, and
Yeah,
and, uh, with Ash's Rain, getting to finally meet them in person, getting to do more live streams with Dana at Metal and Tats, Dana and Krista at the church at 117, uh, meeting all the bands that we've met down there, No Connection, Symptom of the
mhm.
Universe, Valkyrie's Fire, and everybody that we've met. I mean, everyone's been real cool. Everyone has always been down to talk and everything, and so everything we've everything we've done. Anyone who's come in the chat, my aunt is here all the time. Dana's here all the time. But
Eduardo.
Eduardo's here. He hasn't been here the last couple of weeks, but I mean, hell, life gets in the way sometimes. That's understandable. But anyone who's ever come by and joined us on the chat, everyone who follows us on our social media platforms, commented on anything, watched the Metalhead Minute. I mean, just anyone who's taken any time out of their lives to
or
just
shown
watch.
interest in the show.
Yeah, anything that anyone has ever done with this show, watching, listening, commenting, sharing, following us. I mean, literally taking time out of their day and their
Mhm.
lives to come just experience what we're trying to put out there. I mean, it's just super duper humbling, super duper grateful, and I can't say thank you enough. So
I agree. So, just before we go to close out 2024, just want to give another shout out and thanks to everybody that joined us on here as guests this year. Rick from Extinction AD and Phil Sam and Dean from Hero and the Horror, Cody Jaden and Daniel from Ancient Remains, Lassie Landstrom of Never Fade, Joe Calderon from Lightworker, Kobe and Keegan from Halo Scars, Andres Sergetson from Duff, Skylar Gratz from Broken Side, of course, Dana from Mel and Tats. We had Alec, Toby, Tyler, and Brett from Bleed the Victim as they played Duck Duck Piss.
that was so funny.
Tag, uh,
Yeah,
but we're gonna get those guys on at some point again too.
yeah,
They were fun, dude. I
yeah,
liked them.
they were.
We had Ari Catapeto from the Reality Machine, of course. Brian Amoroso from the Dude. Uh, he was wearing pants, he said, so we'll believe him.
I don't believe him.
You don't believe him.
I don't believe him.
Pedro Ferreira from Royal Rage, Shasink Vincat from Against Evil, and of course Rick joined us again from Extinction AD in August on my birthday, so that was pretty cool.
Yep.
Then we had Carolina and Alex from Never Obey Again. Like I said, we talked about those guys a little bit and girls a little bit from earlier, and it's talking about how they're a band that's probably going to be blowing up. I'd
They're
say
on the verge. Yeah.
I'd say they get another album or two under their belt, and they're headlining shit over there. I'm not even lying, dude. They're definitely, they had such a massive following. Like they had one of the bigger followings on social media when we had them on the show
Hmm.
than a lot of bands that we interviewed on here. So I'm just like, wow, man, this is, when I looked at that after I had booked them, I said, oh wow, dude, they already have a massive following. It's crazy, which is good, So,
Absolutely.
and also to continue, James Gates from Salem's Child, Mike Decker from Born Broken, Shane Trimble from High Reaper. Then of course we had Dana from Metal and Tats, and he brought on No Connection, Noah, William, Brody, and Gabe. Um, then we had Malachias, a friend of mine that
Yeah.
he joined us on the Veterans Day weekend show. Appreciated that. And then we had Dieter Whitbecker from Pyracanda, and then last but not least, we had Fabio Calori from Die for My Sins. So,
Yes.
which is going to be available on Spotify this weekend as well. I had to cut that one up the other night and have not uploaded it yet, but uh,
It's coming.
actually, I almost forgot about it. I was like, wait, I'm missing something here. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't cut that one yet. Okay, cool.
Yep.
But, a lot of personal stuff going on this side of the fence, so it's hard to keep up sometimes. But anyway, that is a wrap for 2024, my friends.
Yeah. We need one. We need one a little clapper board. Whatever the
Yeah,
hell
yeah,
they're called.
the clapperboard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the clapper board.
yeah. But yeah, that is a wrap for 2024. Hopefully, if nothing else, if we didn't do anything else, hopefully we turned you guys on to some new music, some new bands. That's kind of what we're here for.
Absolutely.
So, and hopefully we continue that into 2025. So we look forward to seeing you all again. We're going to be back with our regular scheduled programming for now for next week.
Hmm.
So first real show of 2025. So
That's right.
if we're sitting, so if we're sitting on some news or something, we may just release that next week, and we'll do all the normal stuff next week. So
That's right. Yep.
back at
Ready
it.
to ready to get this year rocking and rolling.
Yeah, so anyway, guys, thank you for joining us on this ride in 2024, and hopefully we'll
That's
see you
right.
back here in 2025. And until then, keep those horns out high, jump in that pit anytime you can.
Have a great week, guys. Thank you.